It's clobbering time!
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger, ready to move out.
Come get some.
It's clobbering time!
The word is given.
Clobberonimo!
Greetings, clobberers, clobberonimos, clobberoosties, clobberoids, clobberians, and all who clobber. If you don't yet clobber, you will soon. One day, all you'd have to do is fire the rocks together, guys. Clobberonimo! We indeed. All right, my dear friends, welcome to Clobbering Times, issue number 471 on YouTube, 1,417. This is 1,471 overall. The last over 15 years, just about going on right now. Saturday Night Star Trek number 165, Voyager reviews with the most wonderful first officer in the fleet. It is so good to see you all here, my dear friends. Thank you for being here. Thank you for this wonderful Saturday night. We have a good one for you tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun, as always, and it's always fun because of you. So we're gonna get a move on. We're not going to waste a lot of time. We're going to move it and rush these reviews fast. Get you, we're going to streamline a little bit and go quickly. But I'm going to turn over the floor first to my wonderful first officer, Commander R.M. Briggs. Commander, take it away. Thanks for being here, by the way.
Good evening, Captain. Reporting for duty. Thank you so much, duty. Thank you so much for that warm welcome. Yeah, folks, I'm sorry, but I'm in a huge hurry because I have to work very, very, very early in the morning. So we're going to try and hustle our buns, as the saying goes, this evening. But we won't go too fast. I've got about 2.5 hours, so I think we can do it in that time. 4 episodes in 2.5 hours. We can do it. Hail to the chat. Good evening and welcome to Saturday Night Star Trek, the mini Star Trek convention that happens every Saturday night here on Clobberin Times. I want to wave hello to all of the wrenches. Thank you for showing up tonight and for helping to guide folks, make folks feel welcome. Clobby and I really appreciate it. I also want to give some special shout outs to my buddy Lord Thoth, just a great gentleman. Thank you for all that you do for Clobby on social media and behind the scenes. You are a great friend to one and all. I also want to thank my buddy Larry, I have watched you promoting Clobby's channel hard this week. Wow. You are such a loyal and wonderful friend.
Thank you,
Thank you
Larry.
for getting the word out there. I also want to give a shout out to Eric K. I love you very much. Thank you for everything. And Chris Persia. Chris Persia, I love you. I love your beautiful show posters. I love being friends with you. You're so smart and funny and kind and loyal. And thank you for using your social media for us. I just want to remind everyone, please keep sending prayers to Chris Persia's dad and sending all that love. He needs it. Your love
Yes.
works. I also want to thank my buddy Gwagnar. Love you, Gwag. Thank you for spreading the word about Clobby's channel this week. And as well, Wes
Glad.
Cagle. I saw you out on social media working hard to
Ah,
get the word out there about
thank
Clobby.
you.
And Fiona, oh my goodness, Fiona, you were
Wow.
even promoting the clubhouse this week on your social media. So you are a doll. I love you, Fee Fi Fo Fum. I also want to announce that my story, The Rain, went to #1 on Amazon
Oh my goodness. Nice.
bestseller list for new releases.
All
And
right.
that is due largely in part to JT Kirk, Michael Beacom, who just writes the most erudite and just wonderful reviews of my stories. I'm gobsmacked. Um, and just Larry. It's really JT Kirk, Michael Beacom, Larry, and others, and all of my patrons who made that happen. And I just want to tell you how much I love you and appreciate you. Larry, you are a true Southern gentleman, and I adore you. I also want to give a shout out to my buddy Enigmatic Drop Bear. I hope that everyone is still sending their love, their prayers, and their support for Enigmatic
Yes.
Drop Bear.
ED.
I love this human being, and you know what? Your love works. Keep the love flowing. And if you could, would you please extend that to Philip Story's family as well? I know that his mother-in-law has been experiencing some health issues,
Oh
and that
man.
can be very stressful and scary for everyone. So Enigmatic Drop Bear and his family, Philip Story and his family, and of course Chris Persia and his family, these are incredibly important people, and I just love them. Oh, Eric, I love you, sweetheart. And I just want to thank my friend Apollome's Minion. Apollome's Minion sent me a 4 foot by, I believe, around 4 foot piece of art that she made, and it is the Holy Trinity plus Sahura done in beads, like as though it were dot art in a museum. And she also sent me a beautiful commemorative plate of the 1701. And I just want to say, I know that I thanked her on Thursday night, but I just have to thank her again in front of everyone here. Apollome, you're going to be in my family room. Thank you for reaching into my life and sending me your love, your
Absolutely.
talent, your time, and you're just so thoughtful and so talented. I'm in awe of you. So I'm sending you some love. I'm sending you a huge hug and some chin scritchies for Simi. Um, I just want to wave hello to everybody on X. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. If you're not a member, please consider becoming a member. And last but certainly not least, I want to thank my patrons. Without my patrons, I can't make this happen. I can't publish these stories. Corporate publishing houses, they're not looking for my type of story writing. I'm not an activist, and I don't write about activism. When you buy my stories, you're just buying science fiction. So, without the help of these marvelous human beings whom I am about to call out, I would not be able to advertise. I wouldn't be able to pay for editing. I wouldn't be able to do any of the things that I'm doing in real life to try and get the word out there about my story. So, Larry, I love you, sweetheart. Tony Stark, thank you so much for your generosity and kindness. Sean Carter, Penny Lane, Shooter, Gwagnar, Dave, Chris Persia, Scuba and Leslie Pete. I love you, Pete's. I love the Scubas. Eric Kane, his trusty dusty dog Kirby, Enigmatic Drop Bear, Michael and Cassandra Beacom. Love you guys. Thank you for everything. Mark D with a C, Anti-Derivative Jill, Maximum Redstone, JT Cook, He is Kirok. Dadman and the Dadman clan, Lord and Lady Thoth, and of course Lance. And that should remind everyone to chuck some cheese in the chat for Simmy, for Kirby, for Lance, for all of the pepperonis out there. I also want to thank my buddy Rob Altis. Thank you for backing my work. I want to also thank Tyler, Jeff Wyatt, Rob Thunderheart, Mazerus, and West Cagle. Thank you so much for making my second book happen and for supporting my first book. You know, I'm not making any money yet because, you know, the royalty scheme at Amazon is quite ridiculous. It's actually so bad, it's hysterical. But that's not the point here, is it? The point here is getting good stories in the hands of people who want to read stories just about science fiction and nothing else. So I love you and thank you. I can't do it without you. I love you. And so now I'm going to turn it over to our captain. Love you, Clobby. I'm so excited about tonight. Let's do it.
Love you. So great to see you all here. And thank you so much for that. Number one, you're the best. We love having you here. You just make it happen. It ain't no Saturday Night Star Trek without you. Never. So let's see here. We're going to do our show notes and shout outs, my friends. Before we do that, we will acknowledge some super chats that we have. Thank you so much. Wes Cagle, thank you so much, my friend, for the super chat. You were too kind. You just need to go fast and get 4 episodes in 2 hours. Easy. 4 Fs. They're all Voyager. Done and done.
I love that human being. He is such a sweetheart of a man.
Thank you for the super chat. Sean Carter from Mars. All right, buddy. He says, point of order, RM is an activist for awesomeness.
I love
yes,
you
are.
Sean Carter from Mars.
Sean Carter from Mars. Good to see you, Sean. So, all right, let's see. Let's how about we do our shout outs and shout outs, shall we?
Do it, boss.
And then we will get a move on. All right. Okay. First, of course, shout out our wrenches, and then we'll shout out all the friends in the chat who were here so far. First, of course, the great Eric K, the Bronze Wrencher, buddy. You rock, buddy. Chris Persia, Vindicator Wrench of the Great Black North. Appreciate you, buddy, for all you do. The great J-Bod Martin. Lord Thought, the god of the wrenches. Avon lives, long live the Legion. The wrench without fear, J-Man. I partner crime on me. Maddie's daddy, Thorin Vegas. Stephen Cowell, the super wrench. Phantom Outsider, the rascally wrench himself. Maximum Redstone. And of course, the great Triple Bullwinkle. Larry.
Well, 3 times because he's a man so nice. They named him twice, but you
should
call him thrice. Larry.
Indeediousness. And let's shout everybody out in the chat here, of course. Our wonderful friend Jill is here with us, our communications officer, Jill.
Did you see the comment that she made pre-show?
Yes.
She said how wonderful it was to be back in the room. She was missing her little Star Trek convention every week. What a wonderful compliment to make to us.
Jill.
Welcome back.
And you know what? Hey, our chief engineer will be along soon. He's so busy. He will be with us before we get done tonight. Great Mark T. So let's see here. Shooter! Good to see you.
Pew, pew, pew.
RRTNZ, my friend, it was great hanging out with you on Mark's member stream today. Finally getting to meet you there.
Nice.
So good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. RN Feliciano, Raymond Feliciano, buddy, what is up?
King Dolphin TV.
In color. And of course, the wonderful is wonderful better half, Sandra Feliciano.
Sandra.
All right, let's see. Where were I? Yeah, I'm sorry. Classic Comics. What's up, buddy?
CC.
FKHC, Tim. Dave G. Sound.
Not just another body of water.
The aforementioned great enigmatic drop bear, buddy.
Erudite bear.
Let's see here. Bubba Doom 1, my friend. All right.
Bubba Doom.
All right. Let's see. Where are we at? Gwagnar. The wonderful aforementioned Apollomees minion.
And the pepperoni.
Sorry, best I could do. Let's see where we at. Where we at? Penny. Penny Lane.
Penny asked for a raspberry. Ask and ye shall receive. I will give that sweet lady anything she requests. Well, just about anything. Love you, Penny.
Yay, Penny. Good to see you, my dear. Mars Monkey Max MMM.
MMM. Mmm.
Rob Otis, my friend. Hey.
Love Rob.
You rock, buddy. The Tetrarch is here.
So apathetic.
The aforementioned great West Cagle. Good. Thank you for all you do. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you.
Yeah, sweetheart of a man.
And the great Sean Carter as well. SP4H.
Evening. Good to see you. So happy you're here.
Michael Beacom. What's up, old chum? Hope you and Cassandra are doing well.
Love that guy.
Yes, indeed. And of course, the great Simply Steve is here.
Simply Steve.
And the great JT Cook.
He is Key Rock. Legally, he is now Key Rock. If you are in the state of Michigan and you see Key Rock, he is legally Key Rock. JT Kirk is Key Rock.
You just doxed him.
No,
I'm kidding.
He showed it before, so I have.
I know. I'm teasing him.
I would never dox him. Oh my gosh!
I'm just teasing. He knows. He knows. I'm kidding.
If you're in Michigan and you see the Key Rock license plate, honk obnoxiously.
Brogu from my old hometowns here.
Brogu,
the wonderful, our wonderful, beautiful friend Princess Fiona. I love you, Fiona. And anyone else who pops in will be duly shouted out. But now we could get down to beeswax.
Let's do this. Let's blow these out of the water.
Indeediousness. He said, Ricardo Club is going to be a hard time. And yes, please do honk. Yeah. Honk, honk, honkity honk. All right.
Throw up the LLAP.
Yes, do that. Of course. Yes. Okay. So our before we get started, quick, what is Saturday Night Star Trek? Well, it's on Saturday nights and we talk about Star Trek. Duh. But what we do right now and for the foreseeable future, and we have for many years now, since starting in January of 2021, we have decided to embark on a perilous mission of reviewing all of real Star Trek, every episode, all 735 segments of what is real Star Trek that, of course, took place between 1968 and 2005. Nothing after that counts. It's all corporate maggot-infested filth that is not Star Trek. Anything after 2005 does not count, not around here. But we are now, let's see, we started, of course, with the original series, then the animated series, then Lombardi, 1969.
Was it Dave? Is it Dave Lombardi?
Vince Lombardi, maybe.
Maybe Vince Lombardi?
What, Lombardi, the greatest coach of all time.
Well, no. It's just, I remember that handle. Like, this is somebody who's been here before. I think this is a friend.
Well, I don't know what he's naming it after, but yeah. I mean, it makes me think of Vince Lombardi.
Maybe Bruce?
You think of Bruce Lombardo. Our good friend Bruce. He's different.
Oh, okay.
But good to see you, Lombardi.
Welcome.
Oh, my goodness. We got a super chat from the great Michael Beacom. Thank you, buddy. He says, Cassandra already got me Enterprise on DVD.
Yes.
So can we maybe just watch only the good episodes of Voyager to wrap up? That's what, 4 or 5. Oh, I'm sorry.
Love you.
But by the way, you can, but we can't. We got to watch them all. Nobody else has to watch these but us. We're reviewing them.
It's true.
We read your reviews, so nobody else. We put this on ourselves, so we have to. None of you have to. We're glad. We love having some company with us. Misery loves company, as you know.
100% true.
Just kidding. Some of you really like it, so we're just kidding. But you know what I mean. Anyway,
yes.
So then after the animated series, review the original crew films, Star Trek: The Next Generation. Excuse me, the TNG films. Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and now just last week we started reviewing Star Trek Voyager this week we start reviewing Star Trek Voyager season 6. So 4 episodes a night, and here we go. First episode of the evening Equinox Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. Couldn't help it. Had to do
Part
it.
poo.
Yes.
Yes, folks. It's season 6. And what do they say in Dutch? Design je bind, design de bind, maar nog niet helemaal. Isn't that we're almost there, but not
Could
quite
be.
yet? Yeah, I believe so. So we're almost there, but not quite yet. Here we are at season 6, Equinox Part Poo. Season 6, episode 1. This is production code 221 if you're following along in the companion or the celebration. We all started watching this on September 22nd, 1999. I'm going to be reading from Wikipedia. It's probably mostly just AI generated crap, but we're going to read it anyways because it's a nice little summary. Let's do it. Seven has encrypted the codes accessing the Equinox warp coils, delaying their plan to murder another 63 aliens for fuel. After learning the doctor in their sickbay is from Voyager and erasing his ethical subroutines as they did with their EMH, they tell him to probe Seven's brain to obtain the codes, despite the fact that this may permanently incapacitate her. Hey, did you know that Klingons don't allow themselves to be probed?
I play it if I have it, but I don't have it.
During the doctor's preparations, he idly sings "Oh My Darling Clementine" in a duet with the partially incapacitated Seven, much dismaying Ransom as he suddenly sees her in more human terms. Janeway starts taking the objective of stopping Ransom to extremes. She orders torpedoes to be fired on the Equinox, nearly kills an Equinox crew member during an interrogation, tractor beams an Ankari ship to strong arm their cooperation, and relieves Chakotay of command when he questions her orders. Ransom starts to realize the errors of his ways and orders the crew to return to the Equinox to Voyager. But the remaining crew, except for Ensign Marla Gilmore, attempt a mutiny against us. With Gilmore's help, Ransom transports part of the crew, as well as the Doctor and Seven, back to Voyager, while the remaining mutineers are killed by the aliens. After transporting Gilmore to Voyager, Ransom stays behind, sacrificing himself to pilot the ship far enough away from Voyager to protect it from the resulting explosion. As Voyager resumes its journey home, Janeway reinstates Chakotay to commander and strips the 5 surviving Equinox crew members of their ranks while integrating them into Voyager's crew, telling them that they will work under heavy supervision until she personally deems them trustworthy. Seven promises to help the Doctor secure his ethical subroutines from being deleted in the future. And that is all the ChatGPT and various nincompoops had to say about this episode on Wikipedia, the user-generated encyclopedia. Bossman, tell me, what did you think of Equinox Part Poo? Ray Lucard!
Ray Lucard, hey there, welcome, my friend. Let's see, before I do that, I want to say Dave G. Sound left us a member chat. He said, a member for 19 months. Thank you for being a member, Dave G. Hey, friends, mucho lavo. Thanks, and same to you,
Oh, we love you.
Same to you, my friendo. So, yeah, I just, boy, she really earned the name Insanely in this one. I mean,
Yeah.
I know it's a running joke, but I don't know. Here again, the only thing that I'm sort of liked about the episode is John Savage is really good in it, and I like the fact that he redeems a little bit, but some of that's kind of marred by a familiar pattern to this series where Chakotay. It seems to me, and you may disagree with this, every time they butt heads, Chakotay and Janeway, I'm always on his side. I think he's right and she's wrong all the time.
I totally
Just
agree.
me?
I totally agree. I think he's more, and I've said this before on air, I think that he is more of a captain figure
He's a way
than
better
she
captain.
is.
And then, of course, after all that crap, they just, it's okay. Yeah, you just put him back in there. And they don't, it might be another thing that, it might be if you take the time to flesh it out more as a story, how they managed to reconcile and have him put back have him just reinstate him. They don't even chronicle it. They don't even show it. She just said, they don't even show how he reacts to anything in terms of being put back in. I mean, he might say, you know what? I don't think I want to be your first officer. How about that, you crazy nut? Because she does some really way out of line crap in this one. And again, as I said last week, and we'll go quick here. As I said last week, this story, the reason why it never really worked for me, inside of it being pretty interesting drama and well done as far as a piece of dramatic television, is that you have to buy that not one or two or a couple of Starfleet officers go rogue. That's one thing. It's fine. It's happened in all other treks. A whole crew, not a big crew, maybe, but still a gigantic number, a large number of Starfleet officers. And that's what really why I can't accept the episode. John Savage's bit. Again, also the Doctor's kind of funny. There's some funny stuff. Robert Picardo is always so funny. Some of that stuff with evil Picardo was funny. I admit. I think it just, this is an aside, right? And the stuff John Savage, some of his redemption bits in the episode were interesting and pretty good, but they really just marred the episode big time, for me anyway, with Janeway being such a, I mean, this good cop, bad cop stuff she was trying to prove, this crap she was incidentally, one other thing, but let's get to it. That crew that she integrated into her ship, we'll never hear from them again, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we never hear from them ever again.
No, so anyway, notes.
Okay, so this is based on the novel by Diane Carey. Rudy Ransom abandons Voyager. He is not Starfleet, but neither is Janeway at this point. This episode is full of conduct unbecoming a captain. She belongs in jail. Why would an unethical EMH upload the ethical version of himself to the Equinox? The plan was to escape Voyager and retake the Equinox. And only at the very last second, when they're about to leave, does he have to abandon the plan. So there would be no time or motive to download. They very foolishly say download instead of upload. The ethical version of the EMH to their ship. So that was a huge mistake that they should have caught. The codes would be changed the second Seven was taken hostage. So this whole torture scene with Seven doesn't make any sense. Also, Janeway, once again, she belongs in jail. But moreover, why wouldn't, and this is how I test everything. I apply the Kirk test. Okay, so Kirk has to, find out what Noah knows. He would get Spock to do a Vulcan mind meld on him. So why doesn't Janeway just ask Tuvok to Vulcan mind meld Noah? Yep. All of the answers are readily available without torture. So why does she resort to torture when Ransom's already doing it?
Right, she's done it before.
Yeah, but it's just this doesn't pass the Kirk test. So Janeway is as nuts as Ransom. So what it does is it winds up making the part 1 and part 2 into complete garbage, because she's also willing to kill someone to get what she wants, and that's unbecoming of a Star Trek story. There is no Star Trek here. Chakotay should have relieved Janeway of duty. Instead, it's the other way around. And I never bought why Ransom suddenly had such a massive change of heart. So here you are on this ship, and there are 32 other people who have taken oaths of research and medical oaths, and they've also taken military oaths. And there are 32 of them. And this is a science vessel. That's what Ransom's crew was. They were all the Equinox is a science ship, and they suddenly all lose their minds to the point where they're willing to barbecue another sentient life form to speed up their ship. And what's worse is that in doing this, these aliens completely destroy the ship. They don't try and fix the ship. They don't try and keep the ship together. They don't do anything. They just keep barbecuing more and more of these sentient life forms. I don't buy that 32 people would do that. especially people who have taken a medical or a research oath and a military oath. There were no civilians on board. There would have to be some type of rationale where some of them were killed because they tried to mutiny against this. But it's more than that. It really makes Rudy Ransom look like a complete moron, like a total nincompoop. Why would you endanger your ship to that degree? I mean, the Equinox is completely destroyed from these aliens penetrating the hull and tearing the place apart. Also, what? So you can get home faster? No Starfleet officer would do that. In fact, I don't even believe that the Voyager people would be all that keen on getting home. These are people who have dedicated their lives and their livelihoods to go and discover the universe. And I don't buy it. These are people who know they're going to spend their life in space.
Yes.
And if they wanted to see their families and be with their families, they would go on the Love Boat. That would be the 1701D. So I just think that this is stupid. I think that it's dumb that they relieved Chakotay of duty. I'm saying duty so much tonight. It's really because this is poo.
Yeah.
And I just don't believe any of it. I think it's complete and utter shite. I love you, Eric.
Love you. Thank you, Eric. Gave me the super chat, buddy.
Love you, baby.
You said duty.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm duty.
It is because it's smeared in poo. So yeah, I don't believe that. And even if I believed in trying to get home faster, I would give my life to save another human being or another sentient life form. I would not sit there and let them kill. And right. Certainly even in the aftermath, once the ship is completely destroyed, they don't make any effort to fix the ship at all. A ship filled with 32 people who are military, people who have taken a research oath, and people who have taken a medical and science oath. Get out of here. F.
F. I also give it an F. By the way, also, what do they think is going to happen when they do get back? Let's say they get back, and then the Federation says, and the Starfleet says, "Well, how did you get back?" Well, we burnt a bunch of aliens. I mean, they're not going to be able to lie about it, are they?
No, they'll find it on the ship. They'll find all the DNA and all the barbecued bodies and the evidence of the barbecued bodies with their tricorders.
Yeah, you made it home all right. Now your ass is going to our version of jail.
Doesn't make any sense. It's a stupid story.
Go to prison.
Told by
everything about the story is stupid.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Everything.
The whole thing is dumb. Yeah.
Horrible premise. If it, especially making it Starfleet officers, it may be able to pull it off if they were civilians stuck in a ship that were from the Alpha Quadrant, perhaps. But with Starfleet officers, it's absolutely pathetic. Hate it. It's an F as well.
Yep.
So, all right, my friends. Now, please, it is time for your reviews of this episode. In fact, the word is given.
The word is given.
What are your reviews, your ratings and thoughts on Equinox Part 2 Electric Poopaloo? And number one, we'll star those, and we will get on it and get them out there in red. Let's see. JT Kirk says, D, renamed for accuracy, Solstice Part 2 fails to impress with poor writing and Nurse Ratchet level insane way. Yeah, that's another thing. She was absolutely had no respect for those aliens that she forced to call once she stopped grabbed with a tractor beam, threatened to destroy them if they didn't help her find and speak to those the life forms. She was absolutely horrific in this episode. The acting and sets might be the worst I've ever seen her in the whole series. I mean, the acting and sets were pretty solid. And can I get the poor man's holodeck VR headset, please? Says JT. Yes. All right, let's see. Wes Cagle loves it. He gives it an A+++++. Says you guys are crazy. This is the most wonderful episode of all of Star Trek. In fact, I love it so much, I'm going to burn every episode that I own of Star Trek except for this one. All of them. Okay. I'm sorry.
Tells me West is sending you shin kicks. He might want to put you in the agony booth.
He gives it an F. No explanation needed. Also, duty.
Right.
The great enigmatic drop bear gives it an F. He says the writers had an entire summer break to cook up this incoherent mess? Are we supposed to believe that a monomaniacal Janeway eschews her morals in pursuit of a recent repentant ransom? No, repentant ransom. Sorry about that, Edie.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Insane ways. Equinoctial. I'm sorry, I don't know that word. Transformation from the first. Yep, I barely made it through kindergarten. Edie, sorry. From the first to second parts were very much. Let's see, first to second parts very much appears to be a deliberate and forced narrative choice, a case of writers being too smart by halves. Indeedishness. Voyager episodes are often just a series of events replete with inconsistent mischaracterizations that lack a properly developed narrative arc. This two-parter is an outstanding example of this. Great one as always, ED. Sorry for the bungling of the word there, but I appreciate
you. Thank you, ED. Yeah, the chat is very busy, boss. Sorry, I'm on mute.
That's okay.
Janet, Interplanet Janet is a galaxy girl. Did you know
Janet? Oh my! And by the way, Malachi D. Wildman's here. Good to see you.
When did Malachi sneak in?
When you were I didn't want to interrupt you when you were talking.
Malachi, it's good to see you. And Nemesis, good evening.
Nemesis, I like that name, Nemesis. Nemesis the Warlock, one of my favorite 2008 characters. And a really bad Trek movie, but that's not so. Okay, sorry. Nemesis, good to see you. Janet, good to see you. Who else popped in? Oh no, we're good. Okay, we're good. Okay, where were I? Shad Carter said, I love this episode. I'm kidding. He gives it a D-. He said the story bones connected to the logic bone, the character bones connected to the believability bone, the consistency bones connected to the lore bones. So pay attention, you dumb writers. I love it. Sean, nice.
Just walks through the door. Maze!
Maze! And Parker Luck's here. Looks like Parker Luck's here. Hey, Parker.
Parker Luck!
Let's see. Where are we? Oh, Brogu from my old hometown says F. He said, I think you're right, RM. Janeway, as well as everyone else, is willing to do the unthinkable. They've all taken a military oath, and they are willing to disregard that just to get home faster.
Yeah. I love you, Brogu. I totally agree, sweetheart. Yep, I totally agree.
Absolutely. Classic Comics says grade C-. The longer the series runs, the more Janeway embodies the dictum: you either die a hero or see yourself become the villain. Yes, good point. She likes Dark Knight. Parker Luck says, hey, Clobby and Raquel, I'm so surprised that Voyager is able to be a part of Star Trek lore with how off the hook each story is. I think Star Trek Enterprise is far better than this. Agreed. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it all.
You're gonna enjoy it so much, Parker. Yeah. I cannot wait. You're gonna love it. It goes right back to that aspirational part of humanity, the goodness in humanity. You're gonna love it.
I love Enterprise. It gets such a bad rap. R. and Feliciano. Hey, Raymond, what's up, dude? He says, F. As an amateur historian with WW2, my area of study, I have studied the Holocaust. This episode was a badly written allegory on WW2 Germany, USSR, Japan. Indeed. Thank you, Raymond. Appreciate that, buddy. Good to see you. Shooter says D. Wow, not only does a crew of a dozen officers break Starfleet rules, but they abandoned 100 plus, I think it means years, 100 plus of their comrades to face certain death. Yep, Starfleet's finest here. Yeah, it's absolutely awful, Shooter. It's such a bad idea. This is one of the most poorly conceived even episodes. How they filmed this, I don't even get it. I find the ease in which the doctor was corrupted too quick. Yes. Yes, they did this to their own EMH, but altering a sophisticated program should still take time or cause damage. Good point. Nice. The Ransom's supposed guilt is pointless. He made his choices long ago, but he feels guilty about butchering the pretty X drone. Well, yeah, good point. Forget about Voyager's crew. No guilt there. Wow, nice, shooter. He says, yeah, I don't feel sorry for him. Again, in the same way, it makes the wrong choice. Revenge over seeking communication and seeking peace with the aliens. Wow, yeah.
That's another thing I didn't like, Shooter, is the fact that they kept on saying aliens. They would have named it. They would have known what they were called. And so it just felt, you could tell that somebody who wasn't a Star Trek writer and wasn't a science fiction writer was writing it, because why would somebody in Starfleet say, Captain, the aliens? No,
Yeah.
They would find out the names of the aliens and use the species name.
True, very true. What a quick change in character from murdering extremist and back to honorable captain. Cliche for the ending. No brig for the Equinox crew. Dumb. And well, don't worry, you'll never hear from him again.
Agreed. What a great review.
Indeedishness. Baba Doom 1 says F. This episode. I'm sorry. F. I gave part 1 a B. This one fails because it's more lost opportunity. It's sad, and I question the intelligence and ethics of the writers. All this episode needs is peanuts. Duty it is. And think about the lost opportunity is a very good point there, Bubba, because it would have been cool to see a good story about another spaceship caught in the Delta Quadrant. If you did it right, why make them evil? Why, again, just do some other kind of story with them. Like the two ships are trying to get back together, and something maybe bad happens here and there. But why do you have to make them bad guys? Why make them evil? It's so childish, and it's immature, to be honest with you. So thank you, Bubba.
I think it would have been really nice if they would have been surrendered to be imprisoned, like that the unnamed aliens, which is so un-Star Trek like, even the crystalline entity has a name. Yeah. But that would have been great if Janeway would have agreed to their incarceration.
Yep. RK says F. First, Bologna does not know where to fire on the ship. She has freaking schematics of that ship. True. That's a good point. Huh? She had no reason to follow them into the atmosphere. She could fire on the planet for gosh sakes. Let's see. How the heck does a science vessel match up with Voyager? Yep, good point. I know Tuvok and Janeway are incompetent, but this is ridiculous. So many problems. How does he get in the room through the force field? I don't know. Doctor comes back and takes his position back. He still has no ethical program. Janeway lets these mass murderers off with as much punishment as Tom. The last, Tom Parishman, the last murderer. Let's see. They could find to quarters was with only Tuvok and Neelix to talk to. Yeah, talk about cruel and unusual punishment. That's a very good point, Eric. They're flat out murderers. And she's like, you guys can hang out with the crew. We'll see if we trust you one day. Jesus. I mean, Raymond, I didn't know you had a second one. I'm sorry, buddy. Could have sworn his first one didn't have a 2 by it. Oh, Raymond, if it had a 2, I would have got to it. I'm sorry, but I got it now. He says, for every Edison and Salk, there was a Mengele. I believe that, unfortunately, it is conceivable that an entire crew would take expediency over morality and seek, I think, it is conceivable and seek to slaughter to get what they want. So you do believe that unfortunately it is conceivable that an entire crew would do that. And a Starfleet crew, I can't agree with you on that one, Raymond. I don't think, unless you mean inconceivable, like inconceivable, because I don't think it works in Star Trek at all. It's other fictions, sure. The story, it's fine as far as if it's not Star Trek, but it's so not Star Trek for an entire crew of a starship, in my opinion. Lisa says D, not Trek, but interesting character study of fringe behaviors. There you go.
Lisa!
Lisa. Oh, Lisa's here. Yes, of course. Thank you, Lisa. Good to see you. Okay, let's see. Jill, our communications officer, Jill says D. I'm reviewing the whole thing since I missed last time. Okay. Yeah, right. Both episodes. Okay, that's cool. It's one story. You're right. Okay. While the production value is good and interesting is a good and interesting romp. Sorry, it's way too jam packed with way too many stories stuffed into one. Okay. I laughed when she tried to claim she's never broken the Prime Directive. Yeah, that was funny in the first episode, first part when she said no. Okay, yeah, sure, Janeway, insane way. Really, even worse, isn't Ransom himself? But that entire worse. Really, even worse isn't Ransom himself, but that an entire Starfleet crew would go along to get along is absurd. But I agree with that, Jill. Absolutely none are redeemable as a result. But Janeway, at least giving them a short leash is good to see. Maybe they also need remedial courses in IDIC. They're despicable. Yeah, I'm kind of confused the way she handled it, to be honest with you. But I agree with you there. What about nucleogenic antimatter makes it so much better than regular antimatter anyway? Also, doesn't antimatter cause detonation when introduced to matter? There's no ticking clock. That's what I've heard. That's what our scientists say. Hang on, Jill. You got another one up in here somewhere. I don't have your number 5 yet, Jill. Hey, Alora Harrison. Hey there.
I was just going to say Alora Harrison is here. I'll go back and check and see if she got vaporized. I'll be right back. Okay.
Jill, let us know if you've already posted 5 because we don't have it. So, let's see. But hello, Alaric. Good to see you. Okay. Jill, we're looking for your 5th one there, babe. What happened to it?
Got it.
Okay, cool. All right. Worst of all is that the Doctor would forget who his friends are just because of his ethical subroutines are removed. Yeah, that was also disappointing, like you say, because he should have been able to overcome that, I think. And it would have been an interesting part of the story if having those turned off, that our Doctor, not the normal one on their ship, fine, he didn't have a personality really, other than, it was just the name EMH. But although who knows how long he'd been in operation, but yeah, I think it shouldn't have worked on the Voyager's Doctor. I thought that was a mistake. Oh boy, the great Gwagdar. It's got an epic for us. He says grade F. Do the writers, producers not understand how vast space actually is and that it is not two-dimensional? Maybe if Voyager was followed, some rumors or some tech left behind for a season or so, then it might have been plausible that they found them. But as it is, it breaks the suspension of belief for them to randomly meet like this. Yeah. It would have worked better if just the captain did the horrible things and the crew was left in the dark to what actually happened. Agreed. That would have been a lot better. That makes more sense than the entire crew being guilty. I'm so with you there, dude. Not a whole Starfleet crew. It's not. 2 ships and 2 crews open a lot of story potential. Voyager has held an easier time than the Equinox. Had an easier time than the Equinox. So the crews have different perspectives. Curiosity versus superstition, for example. Yes. Gotcha. The storyline could have gone on for a season and integrated new cast members into the show, and then ended with the sacrifice of the Equinox and its captain to atone for his actions. Interesting. It could have, made a running plot or something. Just sure. Instead, this is 2 episodes and done. Do we even see the surviving Equinox crew again? No, I don't think so. Oh, is this even mentioned again? What a waste. Waste indeedishness, sir. I'm with you. Bubba Doom has another one. One Betazoid would crush their story. Yeah. Too bad that Brad Dourif character isn't still with us. Dave G. Sound says C. These were okay-ish. Bitchway showed her true colors again. Hey, they ransomed Ransom as Ransom. Wah, wah, wah. Raspberry from. Thank you, Dave G. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Mazurus said equinoctial. I can't even pronounce equinoctial. Happening or near the same as an equinox. Equinoctial gales. Okay. I don't know what it is. I'm having trouble with that word. I apologize. I'm an idiot, though. I have, again, no education. I'm the antithesis of ED that way. He has an education.
Are not. You are
none.
not.
I am, and I have none. I'm not. None of that's a lie. I'm just being up front with you. Princess Fiona says we covered most of the retardableness. That's my favorite word now, and I can't even pronounce that. Retardableness of this ep last week. I will say I did like the TV version of Nick Nolte. At this point, yeah, John Savage. Is that what you mean? At this point, Voyager has a grand tradition of wasting good guest stars. Bravo, yes. Right there on the same page with you, my friend. They could have done something like enslave several of a species in order to navigate using a warp speed too fast for their computer. The fake science of this is just a bit too much bull. So sick of it. Again, without science, you're left with just fiction. But I have to say, even in her pink dress made me, I have to say, 7, even in her pink dress, made me question my own sexuality for a minute. Didn't bother my husband, though. F-. She did look good. I can't argue that. I can't argue that with you. Simply Steve said F mega minus alt title equal Knox. Super 7 tortured. Why? What is to be gained? Other than giving SM vibes. Insane way restoring Chipotle. He should have immediately relieved her of duty. All right, Simply.
Agreed.
You rascal, you. All right, Michael Beacom. All right, buddy. Good to see you. He says F. Not sure what show this is, but it isn't anything to do with Star Trek. The moment that Janeway condones torturing the Equinox member, the next thing Chakotay would be to relieve her of command. Glad to see that another show finally takes the blue ribbon for internal security that sucks from Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, where the Seaview was taken over every week by double agents in season 1. Yes, I think Ellison wrote an episode in season 1. Everyone can take over Voyager from everywhere in the ship with no problem. We could spend all night about this episode's flaws, but I'm tired. That's okay, buddy. We appreciate you. Nemesis says Starfleet rules are rules, not vague guidelines depending on how the crew is feeding that day.
That is Captain Infinity.
Feeling that day. Okay. Oh, all right. Thanks, Cap. All right. An addendum from Fiona. I'm sorry, I should have looked for it. My apologies. Addendum to R and Feliciano's point. People like that would have been weeded out before Starfleet. The issue could be solved by making Equinox a civilian or commercial science vessel. That's what I was saying. That's what I say. Yeah, good point.
Agreed. Wholeheartedly.
Laura Carolson says Equinox A+++. Intriguing episode in rationalization as captains cross lines and violate their principles. Ransom trying to save his crew. Janeway trying enforces Starfleet rules. Well, thank you so much, Laura. It's always good to see you here. We appreciate all views. Fanty Outside, he says D. And this is where it went wrong again. I was hoping that the Equinox and its crew were going to become the nemesis of Voyager going forward in an old-fashioned race home. Yeah, that would have been at least would have been more interesting than what we got. This way, you have two Federation crews representing going forward, one corrupted, and the other, the stupid Voyager crew, both seeking aid and tech to get home first to tell their story to Starfleet. By the way, Voyager would keep stopping and going in circles. They wouldn't have a chance to win that race. Yeah, you jets. What? I don't know what that means. What? I guess it means that's what I was hoping for. But knowing the writers, what was I thinking? Clearly, it was garbage, a stupid waste of time and the resources. Thank you so much, Fanty. RT and Z, thank you for the super chat. You're too kind. It says, "Hail, Team Clubby. Just finished John Noble panel." Oh, cool. That's the guy from Friends, right? Yeah. Lord of the Rings Friends. The guy's amazing. Friendly old Aussie gent, but transformed into a Denethor or Walter Bishop instant when he recited some lines for us. Excellent. Well, I hope I'm glad you had a great time there, RR.
Yeah.
And it was cool hanging out with you on Mark's stream today. It was great to meet you finally. Oh, look, Wolfie. Wolfie! What is up, buddy? All right. Wolfie says, yeah. Make sure I write it down. Okay. Rating C-. The small detail that pisses me off the most about this is the Equinox was designed by someone who gave a shite about Star Trek to be an escort ship. Okay. Oh, there you go. Good to know. Well, thank you, Wolfie. And then he wrote, writers backed the horse on the design because of dumb. That could be the case, buddy. Well, okay.
Let's roll along.
You want to roll for our next episode?
Rolling.
Keep are we ready?
Rolling.
All right, here we go for our next episode, folks, is Survival Instinct.
Survival Instinct is season 6, episode 2. Its production code is 222.
Oh, we got one more. I'm sorry.
Okie dokie.
Well, because let's get RR. I'm sorry about that, RR. I didn't know you had one coming because Mark's not here yet. So, all right, we'll get this real quick and we'll go. I'm so sorry about that, number one. It says Equinox 2 review. Kathy turns timer, relieves Chakotay, uses torture, kidnapping, and goes on a full Captain Ahab vendetta, talks about ethics while breaking them. Equinox review. It's number 2. If ever there was a time for a mutiny, this was it. Ransom and co. are bad, but Kathy ain't much better. Voyager needed a guy like Max on tactical. All in all, B. Okay. Now, we're hereby moving on.
Okay. And sorry, Shuta. That is exactly what I was thinking. Production code 222. Destruct. Okay, now we're moving on to Survival Instinct, season 6, episode 2, production code 222, Destruct. This first aired on September 29th, 1999, and I'm going to be reading extemporaneously from Wikipedia. That said, it looks like it's about 1,200 or 1,300 words, and I'm not reading 1,300 words about this episode. So I've identified one paragraph that gives the gist of what went on in this episode, and I'm just going to read that single paragraph because nobody needs a first-year university term paper length discussion of the summary. Told in flashbacks through the episode after a crash, 4 survivors, Borg survivors, no longer in contact with the Borg collective, constructed a communications array to contact the Borg for rescue. As they waited, the 3 began to feel some aspects of their individuality, while 7 fought against it. When they realized the Borg were approaching, the 3 attempted to flee, but 7 followed them and re-injected each with nanoprobes, neutralizing their individualistic tendencies and re-assimilating them into the collective. Now here we are years later, as these 3 former Borg drones are linked together, and they want to be unlinked, and that's what this episode is about. Clobby, tell me, what'd you think of Survival Instinct?
First was a Joe Dog. Hey man, what's up? Surprisingly, I liked it a lot. I actually liked this episode. I think, and I can't, me and the Borg, I don't like the Borg very much, but I thought it was a fascinating story about individuality. My boy Von Armstrong is always good. Always, that's my Admiral Forrest. But I just found it to be a pretty compelling story about what the we don't. So often Borg stories are just so annoying to me, but this was one that kind of showed the repercussions of what not see. We saw Seven's story, how she recouped after being quote unquote rescued as a Borg and turned back into a person. And it's going, it's, as we all know, it goes very well for her. She lives a long life and all that stuff. But we see another instance where it doesn't go so well for somebody. And the fact that some of I thought was really, really good Star Trek-like ideas and drama about these 3 people, these 3 Borg who have to get their thoughts together. They don't have their own thoughts. It's really absolute torture that they don't have an identity of their own. They can't be individuals. One of the things that kind of at the end that I thought was a little fuzzy that I think they should have cleaned up in script and rewrites, maybe at the end when it was realized that there's no way for them to be, for the Doctor to save them. And it's, basically he can either put them back to the collective, send them back to the Borg where they can live forever, or they can live out this for a few weeks as individuals, as on their own, and they're not even consulted about it. I think don't get me wrong, they would have chose what happened. But 7 chooses for them to become individuals, which I have no doubt that they would have wanted. So it's not that big of a deal. But there needed to be a scene where she consulted. They said, you can go back, or you can be freed for about 3 weeks, and you won't make it much longer. And she and Janeway made the decision for them. Again, that's a small part. It's not that big of a deal, but I really like this one. So
cool.
Notes.
This is a lovely, lovely opening scene that feels very much like Star Trek. We have diplomacy, harmony. We have this big celebration with all these different species. I never liked the fact that we have so if you're not familiar with me, I rewatch all of Star Trek every year. So that's why I'm speaking this way in my notes. I never liked the fact that we have a Bajoran and she goes unnoticed. Why would a Bajoran be in the Delta Quadrant if she wasn't Borg? So I just think that it's weird in those initial scenes that nobody
was
says,
it really?
Oh my God, you're Bajoran. What are you doing here? No one says that. This opens the discussion about how Seven learned how to chew and swallow from Neelix. God help us all. Here she is clearly eating and has always swallowed. I'm not going to say a single word after that. Hugh, 7, 1, Lansor, Marika, Pachan. The Borg Queen said that 7 was the only Borg to ever revert to an individual identity. So much for that BS. 7's nanoprobes resurrect the dead. There's no reason for anyone to die here. And why do they ask 7? Who gives a shit what 7 thinks? Certainly Starfleet would not give a single shit what 7 of 9 thinks, and she should not get to decide for these
Wasn't
people.
her decision, right?
Yeah, and it's absurd to say that that Starfleet would decide that Starfleet would let her decide. That's BS. This is an okay episode. There's nothing offensive about it. I don't hate it, but the Borg thing isn't my favorite, and it's certainly not a tidy story. It's a bit sloppy. So I gave it a C.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty well acted, though. I agree with it's a little sloppy, and I just don't like the Borg anyway. But if you're gonna tell, hey Grim, how you doing?
Grim.
If you can tell a halfway interesting story like this, I'm fine. So I gave it a B. I liked it. Again, I found it likable and enjoyable, and thought it was. Again, I do agree though. Like I was saying, it wasn't really Seven's call.
It's not Seven's call.
There need to be a scene where they ask them, "This is your choices.
Mm-hmm.
You can live for a few weeks as the individuals, which was your goal, which is what you wanted, or
why not just use the nanoprobes? We're talking about somebody who resurrected Neelix after he was dead for like a day.
Well,
I don't know. It's just we don't buy this. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. Didn't they say something? Did the doctor give a reason, or I don't know?
Yeah, the doctor said that that they were restored to their pre-Borg state by a race that didn't have quite the same level of technology as Starfleet. So how were they separated from the collective again? So they were in the collective. Then this event happened with 7 of 9. And then they got out of the collective again, and somehow all 3 of them stayed together, and they discovered that they need to stay together. So it just, and then the whole thing with 7 getting to decide and watching her eat after that ridiculous episode where Neelix teaches her to swallow, and he teaches her how to eat. And for me, that also, like, as a science fiction person, as a science fiction author, the first thing I start to say too is, so if they have so many cybernetic systems, and they're cyborgs, and they rely on energy, why are they then consuming flesh? And how do they do that? How do they go back and forth in that enterprise? How do they accomplish that? So for me, I just think that
I don't know.
There's a lot of sloppy writing here that makes a Star Trek fan or a science fiction fan go, hey, but wait a second, but just a minute, hey, hold on a minute. So you do that a few times and you're like, oh, okay. Like, I want to be kind to this episode because I don't find it annoying. I think it's actually pretty earnest, and it's trying to be earnest, but it's just bad writing. I just think it's bad writing.
Stephen Mack, hey there, welcome. And Grim, hey there. I think I'll agree that it's sloppy writing. I don't think it was bad. I think it was it has a good heart to it, and I really the ideas resonate with me in terms of these 3 Borg. I thought, in fact, I found it fascinating. Their story fascinating as far as, I mean, I can't speak to the nanoprobe thing, but I know what you're talking about because it's been mentioned. That's like all the times later that they didn't use the magic transporters to heal people all of a sudden because they just didn't want to, because it ruins every damn story. So
not only that, like the Bajoran woman who stays on board, think about it. If she died, 7 could just resurrect her. She resurrected Neelix, and Neelix was dead for like 24 hours.
She was in the Delta Quadrant, and they brought her there, though. Yeah. I mean, excuse me. I mean, she was in the Alpha Quadrant, and she got brought from a starship.
That's right. So how did they get to the Delta?
Well, the Borg always go back and forth, don't they?
Right. But like I said, give us a few crumbs. Tell us how they were in the collective.
She was on the Excalibur. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, throw us a bone. Tie that. Draw a little line from one thing to another, because then other things start to pop up. Like, why in the HE double hockey sticks are we asking 7 what she thinks and letting her decide their medical fate? That makes sense.
Was weird. I mean, when I'm watching that episode again, I hadn't seen it before, but I'm like last night, I'm going, well, shouldn't there be a scene telling these people, look, here's what's going on, and here's your choices. Mm-hmm. But no, 7 in an insane way have a conversation. What are you going to do? And she lets 7 choose for them. I'm like, I don't understand. Why? This. That doesn't make any sense. That aggravated me.
That's wrong.
That kind of, that I hated. but I thought the episode had a nice heart to it, and I really felt for these people. I mean, I really like. The thing I really, really liked was the whole point of them wanting to be an individual, saying, "Look, we'd rather live for 3 weeks with our own minds and not having to share a mind with anyone else to be an individual for 3 weeks than be a Borg drone forever."
That's why I gave it a C and I didn't give it a D or an F, because especially the guest appearances are very strong. And I am particularly touched by Pachan wanting to go down to the surface and just completely be alone with nature.
It really got to me.
Yeah, it is quite touching. Did we say hello to Stephen Mack?
We did. Steve
Okay,
Mack.
I missed that. Stephen Mack, hey sweetheart, how you doing? It's so good to see you in the chat. Boss man. So that's for me. Like, I think this could have been much more, but I just think that there's some sloppy writing here, but strong performances. So C is as high as I can go, but I definitely appreciate and respect your review as well.
Well, the only thing I found sloppy was what we just talked about, as far as the Bajoran thing. She didn't explain where she was from. What got me was like I just said, that they didn't even give them just one scene. Why those two? They do so weird things on the show sometimes, even when they have an interesting or well done story, they muck it up by the scene with her and Janeway deciding the fate of these people. So it was weird.
Yeah.
But other than that,
and we have Maquis on board, so I just want to clear up what I'm saying. We have Maquis on board. We know we have Maquis on board.
Right. Yeah.
So when they saw Mariska, and anyone saw her, they would be like, "Oh my God, how did you get here?" Well, yeah, I was brought to the Delta Quadrant by the Borg. Well, how were you freed? Oh, like draw one tiny.
I do see what you're saying. Yeah.
Draw one tiny line, because if
lazy writing.
Yeah, because how many times do Borg get away? So they got away.
Yeah.
Then they were recaptured, and then they got away, and now they're free, and Seven's free.
Very sloppy stuff. But I still thought for Voyager, I thought this was at least
Voyager?
Very powerful, because the individual thing means a lot to me. I guess that's what I'm saying. I don't like the Borg much. And for Hollywood, to me, the Borg are a big contradiction to Hollywood to me, because the Borg are they're a story that is anti collectivism, and very much about them. The whole thing about them, they're about individuality, which most of the Hollywood idiots don't even understand. So that's one of the contradictions of the Borg as coming out of a Hollywood piece of entertainment. But that's one of the things I do like about them, and to see them an episode all about that makes me kind of like it. But anyway, where are we?
I just want to say that all of the offerings for how to tie one line to another line, like to connect ideas, the things that are being thrown out in the chat are bloody brilliant. I love you all so much. I wish I had the time tonight to go through every single one of your comments, because they are just stinking awesome. And I love you all so much. Yeah, just connect a few of the dots. So excellent comments, everyone.
A lot of sloppiness. So, all right, everybody. So now we're ready for your reviews.
The word is given.
Please come forth with any your rating and any words you may have about Survival Instinct.
The beautiful Penny has to go, and before the chat makes a big burp with like 30 replies, I just want to say goodnight to our beautiful and very dear friend Penny. Penny, thank you so much for making Clobbering Times a part of your radio routine. It's an honor and a pleasure to hang out with you, and we love you so much. Sleep sweet, beautiful lady.
Good night, Penny. All right. So let's see. You'll get some of those. Whenever you got some of them start up, we'll get them moving. All right, everybody. Let's see what they think about this. All right, let's see if we got something going now. We got Gwag. Gwag gives it a C-. He said, "How many separated from the collective Borg are there out there?" I don't know. The Borg Queen thought 7 was fairly unique, but she can't know everything. She's in the data anyway. I don't know. I'm just kidding. But I guess not, as they seem to be everywhere. Yeah, there have been plenty before, remember? Tuvok is being competent at security. Must be some mistake. Won't happen again, or often anyway. Brogu from my old hometown says C. I somewhat remember this episode, and I believe that it was kind of mid to me. Not bad, but not great either. Kind of middle of the road for me. I think you guys are right. There's some sloppy writing. Well, what else is new? That's day ending in Y for Voyager, right? Wes Cagle says C. I'm torn. On the one hand, it's a Jerry Ryan episode, hot buddy. On the other hand, it's a Jerry Ryan episode. Acting, whoa, that's not nice. Whoa, how dare you, boy? If you wanted an episode about individuality, TNG did it better with Borg. I have some issues with that episode, to be honest with you, but I mean, we're not reviewing that one. We did review it. So we've already reviewed that one, buddy. What do you want me to do? All righty then. Okay, JT Kirk says, A. This episode reminds me of something I could see as an episode of TOS, at least TOS at last. Sorry, a brilliantly Borgified Jerry Ryan has the script to finally let her play a Borg for all she can. The struggles and fear from loss of the warm blanket of the collective on a relatively small set really puts the story to the forefront. No significant B plot or Chicken Man really helps there. I hear you, buddy. I'm with you. I honestly could not say if I would be 7 or one of the others in such a situation. Unlike nearly every other episode in 6 seasons, I have an emotional response to the loss of the 3 extras. There you go. Let's see here. And to those that say we are in an echo chamber or unanimously dump on every episode, Raquel rated a C, Claudia a B, and me an A. And we are all friends. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely right.
Love you, JT Kirk. JT Kirk. He is Kirok.
Absolutely, Kirok. We love you, brother. Let's see. The wonderful Princess Fiona says it's Ronald D. Moore, so it didn't suck completely, but it's still shite. It just has less to fix to make it not shite. I understand the urge to be nice to an ep. That's not complete soap opera, or that's not complete soap opera trash. Yeah. But believe me, I don't have that urge. It's Voyager. I never have an urge to be nice to an ep personally, but that's just me. Oh, do we have Fiona's second one? All right. There's her first one. Uh-oh. Spaghetti-O.
Keep going down. There was a massive burp in the chat. And you know when it burps and sometimes it comes up in a totally weird order and it just dumps them all at once? That happened, boss. But it is starred. I can see it in front of me.
I got to. Sorry, okay. I'm an imbecile. I missed it. Okay, I'm an imbecile still. Okay, but let's
not. And if you keep it up, I'm putting you in the agony booth on Set It and Forget It.
Oh, I live in the agony booth, believe me. But let's be honest. This is crap writing. Oh, well, I'm be honest always. It all centers on that huge suppository of a contrivance that they only have a month to live. I didn't come close to buying it, and my butt is still sore. Oh, God, I love Fiona. Fiona, please never, ever go away.
I love you, Fee.
First off, I am so sick of the friggin' Borg. Now that I'm with you on. Look, I don't like the Borg. I just thought this was a good story, but what do I know? But I'm so with you on. I can't stand the Borg. Really tired of them. I almost never liked them. I mean, there's still some okay ones with them once in a while, but you can do a good story with anyone, but they're so overused. We're not even done with them. Ugh. We're in the Delta Quad, so we can have anyone or anything, but no more Borg. What I did like were the performances. Ryan was very good. Okay. Oh, we don't have any more yet. I don't have your 4 yet. I don't think.
Just posted and now available.
Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry. Fielda. Next time I need to check, make sure one's already there before I do it. It's just a habit. That's it. Okay. All right. Something stuck me that the writing skipped over the best parts. Almost as if it wrote around the story worth telling. This would have been a nice two-parter with an editor. Okay.
Agreed.
There we go.
Agreed. I love you.
Globby got ahead of me, so C minus. Expected addendum in a few minutes. You got it, Fee. Hey, at your leisure, dear.
Yeah, you go ahead, Fee. We love you.
We got plenty to go. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Enigmatic up there, somewhere up in here. I'm looking for. Let's see.
That one's going to be weird. That one came out with the big burp.
Okay, yeah, I've got his number.
It's first all over the place.
Okay. Oh, because all right, well, we'll get. I'm gonna have to get yours collected up, Ed, because there's one.
Yeah.
And 3's up there. This is crazy.
1
is
I
got him now.
2 is 18. 3 is 18, but it's all over because of the burp. Sorry.
Okay, you're good. You're good. All right, I found him. Enigmatic Drop Bear says D. The Cosmopolitan Marconian outpost was interesting. I did like all that space station. I'd like to see more of that. And a good start. It was a departure from the usual us and them pattern that has been so typical of the Voyager. So why deviate and use it as a platform to even further eviscerate the Borg? Why do Borg revert to their past lives after they're isolated from the collective? I don't know. It's a bunch of retcon nonsense. Let's see. I was more interested in the multi-racket contraption than the plight of these ex-Borg and Sevens wholly contrived God complex.
Yeah, I don't want to fall down the rabbit hole with Enigmatic Drop Bear because I could literally talk to Enigmatic Drop Bear all night long because I just love him. But we're pressed for time. But I will say this. I totally agree with Enigmatic Drop Bear. And further to what he's saying, remember when they told us that basically Seven carries all of the memories of every person she's ever assimilated? I mean, a lot of these people would come unglued and they would like self-delete. I mean, all of these people that are just coming out of the Borg collective and everything is fine. How are these people re-energizing themselves? Are they consuming like food like her now, or do they have alcoves? I mean, Seven still needs an alcove and she's consuming food. Do they still need an alcove? Where are they getting that from? Like, it's just too many questions. And yeah. Ugh.
I don't know why you expect consistent writing from the people who make Voyager. I mean, if they just do an entertaining episode, it's a win, as far as I'm concerned.
If they make it over the finish line, we need to praise them.
If I watched it and found it compelling as an idea and thought the acting was good and it was a decent 40-something minutes, it's a win. Whereas I can put on a crappy episode of season 3 of the original series and sit there and with a friend for 50 minutes and talk all about it and never have anything to not talk about, which I did last night, if you know what I'm saying.
I got you, boss.
RRT and Z. Even a bad episode of original series not only is better than this, it's more interesting than this.
Agreed.
RR says survival instinct. I guess it's all about Seven again, and even as a drone, Seven was exceptional. It's exceptionally nasty. She committed an unspeakable wrong against those people. No matter what the show wants us to feel or to forgive her, some atonement was needed, but none offered. Shame on you, 7C+. Thank you, RR. The great Eric K. You're not kidding. This burp thing's weird. Gives it a C. Says Tuvok still is the worst security officer. He cannot tell someone had access to a panel. Do is going though the tubes to 7. Bangway has no problem with personal items being stolen as long
as everyone's happy.
As the items are not hers. Are not hers. Lucky they have the magic nano probes and the transporter to fix them. Oops, they forgot.
Yeah.
7 decides the fate of them again. 7 always swallowed on. Oh my. Oh my.
It's
Oh
true.
my.
Also, I love you.
The Jill. Oh yes, hers did the same thing. Hers are out of order. Okay.
Yep. First,
uh,
there was nothing in the chat on StreamYard
Okay.
side, and then all at once, and they were just all scrambled.
Jilly Jill. Intend to review the Jill. Our communications officer says A-. What makes this episode work for me is that Hugh has infected the collective with individuality. Let's see. Yeah, he did. A little rascal. This fact allows me to believe that this could contribute to more segments of Borg gaining individuality, explaining why Seven's Unimatrix isn't behaving like true Borg. I didn't even think about that. Thank you. I was thinking outside the box there, Jill. So I'm admittedly charmed by the Borg breaking free and choosing to live a final month as themselves rather than reassimilate. Even though they didn't make the decision, she did. That bothered me. The Borg breaking free and choose. They didn't anyway, unless they told her, go talk to your captain. We definitely don't want to live. But I don't know. They should have covered it. Should have been clear. They regained their individuality, but more tragically than 7. Yes, that's for sure. That is for sure. Voyager is good at drama, and this works for me as a look back to 7's past. Kadoki. Even better, it's refreshing to see Voyager meeting some new aliens who aren't out for their heads or devious in some way. More of this, please. I can understand that. Thank you, Jill. Bubba Doom 1 says C+, excuse me, says, I loved how this episode started, but it went downhill fast. I realized I don't remember the ending. I watched it last week. It ended with them dying, I guess. Alaric Harrison says, B, nice 7 of 9 character story development episode. Thumbs up. There you go. Thank you, Alaric. Appreciate you. Lisa says, B, I'm a sucker for origin stories. The breakup of the 9 was interesting. Too bad 7 caused the link. Too bad she was unemotional with the past connection. Nice that in the end they found peace and quiet. Yes, there you go. Michael Beacom says, C, reminds me of my favorite Python quote. You're all individuals. Yes, we're all individuals. I'm not. I love Monty Python. I like the metropolitan nature of their stopover. That being said, letting strangers on the bridge, yeah. Tuvok, you suck at security. You mean 7 used to be literally linked to these people, but does not recognize them? Well, they weren't Borgy anymore. But yeah, I hear you. I'll let it slide, but shows the weakness of the writers who are trying to explore some interesting ideas. I admire that they wanted to actually do some sci-fi this week, so was letting some things slide. I guess I was that way too, Michael. We're a couple old softies. Cassandra wondered why the little girl was there. I mean, Naomi? Well, she's on the show sometimes. And truth, I really didn't have a good answer. I guess, I don't know. She's just she's on there sometimes. Oh, we got an addendum from the wonderful Princess Fiona, who says, 2 addendums coming up. Good. This ep played fast and loose with the Borg lore, which was never consistent to begin with. Well, that's for sure, isn't it? It's frustrating when the Borg are just whatever the plot needs, but this is Voyager so used to it. Yep. And as soon as you get another one back in there, Fiona, I will tackle it. All right, let's see. Shooter says, B, the 7 was awfully quick to assume command of the link severed drones in the opening. It is almost as if she was somehow more important, like a regular cast member. That's a good point. How convenient that the three drones managed to find 7 overtime and space. Overtime and space. That aside, that's a very good point. I didn't think about that. It's true though.
Where
That aside,
are
it is,
you?
where are you? That aside, it is an interesting story, a tragic mistake made by a scared little girl. Yeah. Tom and Harry from fronting Bangway was not as well done as Kirk in Trouble with Tribbles, but it was still fun. Yep. It is Borg, but better than most of the Borg stories in Voyager. A bittersweet ending, but couldn't the Doctor have removed the transmitters before they damaged themselves? Guess not, because it wouldn't have that sad ending if he did. Dave G. Sound says, F. This individual didn't do a thing for me. I'm sorry. Oh, this didn't do a thing for me. I'm sorry. I'm bad eyesight. Sorry. I'm dyslexic. This didn't do a thing for me. Just milking the Borg. Ooh, the collective, the individual, the writing board. The writing board got us bored as a board of the Borg.
Yes.
Like it. Well done. This is plank quality writing. There you go.
I totally agree, Dave G. Sound. I think that's a wonderful review.
Yeah, I believe I go sloppy, but yeah, there's nothing to argue about. I thought it was decent. Oh, more addendum. Addendum. It is unlikely that a human brain could store all these memories. The whole point of the collective is that memories are centralized. DX nanoprobes. The Borg link is not easily severed. Thank you, P. Oh, righty. Here we go. The Fanty one says, C. This was a competent trek. They could have left them mentally tethered to each other, and they then had the Vulcans on Voyager help them to enhance their individual mental discipline. 2, be able to keep their individuality even though they're still tethered. An easier and logical way forward since they wanted to stay separate but lacked the mental discipline to do so. Thank you, Fanty-ishness. And then I think this will be our final one for this one. Wolfie says he gives it a B. Marika was on the USS Excalibur, ambassador class from the Redemption TNG? Question mark. Not at Wolfie and Wolfie. 359, as that was a year prior to Redemption. Gotcha. So Excalibur and Marika were assimilated by another Borg attack prior to the Battle of Sector 001 in FC. FC? Not sure how that was supposed to work. You got me, buddy. You got me.
Yeah, and how they're finding, like, what did they do? Like,
right.
Anyway, just thinking about them looking for 7. How were they looking for 7? How?
Oh, first contact. Sorry, man. I got you. Okay.
They would be looking for her in the Alpha Quadrant, not the Delta Quadrant.
Shall we move to the next episode?
Yes, we shall. The
All right,
next
episode is
Barge of the Dead. Season 6, episode
Dead.
3. Its production code is 223. It first aired on October 6th, 1999.
The time scales is here. Hey there.
Hey, time scales. Okay, the Wikipedia article is just ridiculously long. Eric sent you a gift.
Oh, thank you, Eric. Appreciate that.
Man.
He says, how come they could not just get on separate planets? I don't know. I'm sure the transmitter and the heads had a range.
Yeah.
That's a good, hey, stop using logic.
Right? Love you, Eric. Yeah, the synopsis for this is way too long. It will take like 10 or 15 minutes to read. So I'm just going to do an impromptu synopsis. B'Elanna Torres is nearly killed. And while she is unconscious, right before she's about to be revived, she finds out that her mother has died when she wakes up half dead and half alive on the barge of the dead to Stovacor. And she must atone for her inability to connect with her Klingon identity, lest her mother be forced to go to Grethor. And so this is an offering by Ronald D. Moore and Brian Fuller. And I would just like to humbly submit that it is 100% just Greek mythology, just turned Klingon. So that's what we're doing this episode. We're discussing if Klingons are Greeks. And that B'Elanna wants to, B'Elanna embraces her Klingon-ness. Oh, Adega Outlaw's here. Good evening, sir.
Hey,
So is Professor R2.
Professor R2 and the Dega Outlaw. Good to see you, my friends. Welcome to Clobberin Times. Hope you're doing well.
So tell me, Clubby, what did you think of Barge of the Dead?
Well, you wake me up. Don't wake me up. I was having a good nap.
I know.
I know some people really are into the Klingons and stuff. And if you're a big Klingon fan, you probably enjoy this episode. It was a real drowsy number for me. I did not particularly enjoy it. I didn't find anything particularly compelling or fascinating about the story. All this stuff about her mother, I could just not give a flying bat with. It's not like I hate it. Like it's want something to, it gave me a good nap. So, or three. So I just not my bag. Just nothing, Go for
Agreed.
it. Notes.
Okay, my notes are, I don't think Jean would like this episode and all of the opening scenes where B'Elanna is asserting that there is something beyond science. And I guess that's okay for everyone, but it's not really what Gene Roddenberry would have wanted. And it's not very inventive. It's certainly not like, this isn't a creative episode. It's merely just Greek mythology turned Klingon. It's like they just took, the Greek stories and just smushed them together and then just inserted Klingon instead of Greek. And the overall message to this story is that a Klingon woman becomes a believer in religion. And that's great and stuff. And Tom Paris even makes a comment that she's a born again Klingon and things like that. So,
yeah.
And then Seven's Borg nanoprobes resurrect the dead. Once again, we have the risk of death, but Seven could save them. So I do think that Gene Roddenberry would have had an issue with this. Another thing I don't like about it is that Ronald D. Moore just recycles this when he gets to Battlestar Galactica. This more of this idea of being neither alive nor dead, and then having these dreams. And these dream states that are real. So I didn't really appreciate that. As many of you know, I lived as a Greek for like over 15 years more than that once I got untangled from it. But this is just Greek mythology. And once again, Ronald D. Moore uses Greek mythology when we get to extensively when we get to the new BSG. And I do like the new BSG. It's just, wow, you're a one-trick pony. Anyways, I would like to know why we don't get to see more Grethor and where Feclor is. We get to see Feclor in Devil's Due. And so this was a grand opportunity to have Feclor make an appearance. And I think it would have been really, really cool. But instead, we don't even get to see Feclor at all. So I also didn't buy that beautiful lady as B'Elanna's mom. So and she has a very strange accent given the way that B'Elanna is. And when you're raised by someone, you adopt their accent unless you're surrounded by another more powerful accent. You spend many hours immersed in that accent. Like if you and I are from America, but we moved to New Zealand and our children go to school in New Zealand, they're going to, adopt a New Zealander accent. Anyways, that's just neither here nor there. Anyways, this is a big snooze fest, and coming from a Greek background and and all that, it's just not very inventive. Not super stoked on it. Nothing original here. It's a C. It's not horrible, but it wasn't good either.
I'll give it a D for dull myself. So, my friends, please, the word is the word. The word. I should do that one next.
The word is given.
Please come forth with any review, rating and review you may have of Barge of the Dead. And we shall read them. And send you to Stuvica. I fell asleep like 2 or 3 times trying to watch this. I mean, it's just, I don't know. But some people like Klingon stuff. You know, what are you gonna do? The Klingon fans out there will watch anything with Klingons in it.
I love Klingon fans too, and without getting myself into a position where folks are going to be mad at me, I don't really give a crap. But I like Klingons too, just as long as they don't begin acting that way in real life, or when they're acting that way at conventions. Because when that happens, I'm just like, wow, you know, like I really enjoyed Klingons until we started having conventions here. In Canada, in the area where I now live, and when people are walking around acting as though they're, you know, they are actually Klingon, like in character and behaving that way, it could be very unpleasant. Not only is it violent and offensive, but it's obnoxious.
I've had some run-ins with them.
Yeah, I have too. I'm not a huge fan of the people who stay in character and try and pretend like they are devoutly religious Klingons in real life. It could be scary.
They'll do that at a con. Let them walk into a biker bar and try it. They won't do that. So,
yeah. And the violent edge to it, you know, where it seems like threatening and stuff like that. It's like, you know, there are times when I'm in character too, like when I'm Andorian, I definitely stay in character. But if little kids come up to me, or if somebody bumps into me, you know, I'm your typical Irish girl. I'm going to, you know, show love and talk to the person and you know, and have terrific manners with the person. You don't pretend to be a Klingon so you can act like an a-hole.
So let's see what we have here. Our buddy Brogu from my old hometown gives it a D. This is just Greek mythology with Klingons thrown in. Thank you, Brogu. That is. Gwag, our buddy Gwags gives it an F. He says, it is getting so cliched that every time Klingons are mentioned, we get gach. Yeah, it's always gach. And Klingon opera, can we please do something else for a change to establish Klingon culture? Yeah, I won't go into it. Will take too long to go into my problems with the whole Klingon thing, to be honest with you. Aurelian Noman. The plot had similarities to the movie Flatliners. Huh? Oh yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah, it did.
Yeah, a lot of people.
The Voyager. Yeah. The Voyager writers get their story ideas. This should be in quotes. By walking through a Blockbuster video store.
Yeah, basically.
Yes. Lots of recent episodes have very familiar stories. Yeah, these are TV writers, most of them.
Agreed.
And
Katie's here, boss.
Hey, Katie. All right. Good to see you, my dear. I hope you are doing well. And I always love to see you. All right. So let's see. Wes Cagle gives it an F. Pain. He says, plus, just make it stop. Please just make it stop. I'd rather watch a 10-season series all about Wesley Crusher than this crud. Wow. Wes Cagle's just the biggest fan. RRT and Z says, Barge of the Dead review. I give it WC for who cares. Maybe Dawson should have slept with Moraga when then she gets some better written focus episodes. Wow,
Lotto
dude.
Super 7. And the Tetrarch of Apathy says rogue egg blood pie, even once a la mode. You can have that at my house at Halloween. There is a marvelous recipe for it that is akin to rhubarb pie. Anyway, I definitely encourage you to find a recipe online. Great fun.
JT Kirk says, D-. I love Klingons, and this was just trash. If Klingons killed their gods, who is left to judge Klingons? I am Klingon. Klingons allowed themselves to, never mind. Fail Lana. Oh, yeah, Fail Lana, I get you. Is responsible for sending her mother to hell. Give me a dang break. Dang it. Give me a damn break, sir. Sorry, let me find your next one. I know you're, there you go, JT. Yeah. Why don't they do an episode next week where Failana becomes a born again human? The writers never let her human half live. They only see her one way. There's a name for that. From Twit Twat, and the writers could very well be canceled in modern times doing things like this. I'm fine with leaving her on that damn boat for eternity. Wowzer. Okay. Anti-derivative Jill, our communications officer, says F. This one was a confusing, bubbling mess. While I enjoy the idea that the afterlife can be real, but not verifiable, I don't believe this one achieves this sufficiently. I actually enjoy this character and her struggle with the Klingon heritage, and wanted to enjoy her exploitation of Faith and herself. This episode leads me to believe that it didn't happen when her mom says the whole ritual was meaningless. But what really happened is that this is true of this episode. There you go. Thank you, Jill. Shooter says, D, dear God, another exploration of the afterlife. Bay Nana has mummy issues. Is it real? Is it hallucination? Did her mother communicate with her? Who really cares? Bay Nana should have known she was in hell when the first person she saw was Neelix. And the only thing missing was her Leola root soup. Leola root soup? All the soup, no soup for you. Pointless, but reminds us Lana takes issue with being half Klingon. Maybe they have a plan to do something with that later. Fantasy, not sci-fi. Moving on. Yes, sir. Boy, are you correct. Boy, howdy. The enigmatic drop bear says F. More, I guess F more. F Ronald more, I say, but that's just me. More mystical mumbo jumbo. I see what you did there, though. Belind, and I see what you did there. Love it. Belind has an epiphany after a near-death experience, reconciling with her mother in the afterlife as they cross the river Styx en route to Hades. Original, huh? Yeah.
Right.
I hear you.
Right. I'm amazed they didn't say, do you have a coin?
Yes. Lisa says F. Hated it. Torres flying the flyer. I never cared for the Klingons, and here is a whole episode. Angry Torres that hates her Klingon genes causes her mother to be in peril. Now Torres cares. Ugh. Ugh, indeed. Yeah, I just thought it was awful. The great Eric K says D, just a D. So that's all it's worth. That's all it's worth. Okay, Fiona says, we need a script. You got 2 hours. Grabs his copy of classical mythology off the shelf and some carbon paper. Sorry.
Yep.
Almost died. Almost. Why? Almost. Why? It was going so well.
Yeah.
It's not secret that I think Baylonia is the worst character in the show. Wow. Worse than Neelix? Yep. My goodness. Even worse than Neelix. My goodness, Fiona. She answered my question. I didn't even see that part yet. She is a childish, petulant, entitled brat. She has no business being on a starship. So while some Klingon stuff can be cool, I have no interest in this beach's dream. Sorry. She could ruin ice cream. Is she not? Let's see. she's not helped by her inconsistent writing throughout. She's not helped by the inconsistent writing throughout the show. But I hate the character and I hate the actress. She sucks, and I think this was early proto diversity hiring. Notice her and Harry Kim haven't done a thing since. Would rather watch Neelix teach a kid how to swallow. F minus. Wow, Fiona, my goodness, this. All right, so let's see. Bubba Doom 1 says, F. I watched this today and don't remember the ending. A boring Klingon episode. I love Klingons. No, I don't dress as one. Lol. Did I hear it right? Ron Moore wrote this. You did hear right.
True.
Yeah.
And just so you know, Cerberus wasn't waiting at the gate, and neither was Feklar.
Right. Fandom Outsider says, C. Poorly named Barge of the Does. A boring Klingon episode. Klingons are many things, but they are rarely boring. So a triumph of the writers to take a bow. Writers, take a bow. You made Klingons boring. Yeah, can't argue with that one, buddy. Dave J. Selm said, A. My mom would read me to sleep with Greek myths instead of other books full of story. It was nice. Anyhow, this episode is a D. Oh, what? Wow. You went from A to a D. Wow.
Love it, Dave. Love it.
Thank you, Dave.
Dave is the best. The guy is the best.
Simply Steve says D-, alt title, Baloney for the bread. So Stovacor can be reached by the river Styx. Don't pay the ferryman. How did she get news of her mom while in DQ?
Yep.
Sink the barge with the writers on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that was bang on. That was a bang on review.
Let's see here. Parker Luck says, for me, each episode with Klingons of Voyager are just bland and sand on a mirrored Star Wars movie episode at its worst. I almost always falling asleep during this episode. F-. By the way, Worf is good.
He is good. I mean, they wrecked him with DS9. I preferred the Worf of TNG before he was emasculated and humiliated constantly, and his wife was cheating on him all the time and making fun of him. I really enjoyed him on TNG. I did.
Yep. I hear you. So, Katie, I'm gonna read your Barge of the Dead review. Then we're gonna come back to your other ones after we get the last one reviewed there, because we're on a time schedule tonight. But I will get yours read. I promise. Priority. Barge of the Dead, says Katie. Nice redemptive B'Elanna episode. The episode she finally comes to terms with her Klingon heritage and honoring Mother while seeing the consequences of her lack of respect for the Klingon way of life. The barge was greatly reminiscent of Roman, Greek, Viking legends, which I liked. Finally, now B'Elanna is at peace. Also love Roxanne with the permed hair. B+, says Katie. Thank you, Katie. And like I said, Katie, I will get to your other ones after we get the next episode finished, because we got one more episode to go. So with that, I think, are we ready to get to the next one?
We are, boss. Let's do it.
Go righty. Hang on a second. All right. So our next and final episode for the evening is Tinker, Tenor, Dr. Spy. While you're doing that, I'm gonna go take some medicine really quick. I'll be right back. 2 minutes.
You got it, baby. No problem.
Go for it.
Okay, the boss is right. Tinker, Tenor, Dr. Spy is season 6, episode 4, and it is production code 224. This first aired on October 13th, 1999. And I think we're going to be able to read the plot from Wikipedia. I'm going to burn through it very quickly while the boss grabs some medicine. Let's do this. The doctor asks Captain Catherine Janeway to alter his program to allow him to captain the ship if an emergency occurs. Janeway refuses the request. Despite this, the doctor alters his own subroutines, allowing him to daydream while Voyager is traveling through an apparently harmless nebula. Among other ego-fulfilling fantasies, the daydreams include one where he becomes the emergency command hologram and defeats an attacking alien vessel using a fictional deadly photonic cannon. The Doctor finds that his daydreams are occurring when he doesn't want them to, a side effect of his faulty programming, and the crew disables the new routines. Meanwhile, undetected by Voyager, the crew of an observation ship of the Hierarchy species has been monitoring Voyager's passage. As they have done with other ships that pass through the nebula, the Hierarchy determines whether there is any value on the ship. So, if so, they attack them. Unable to scan Voyager via normal means, the Hierarchy crewman Phlox instead uses a microscopic tunneling scan. It latches onto the Doctor's program, allowing him to witness events experienced by the hologram. But these are actually the Doctor's fantasies. Phlox soon realizes his mistake, which the Hierarchy will severely punish as soon as it becomes known. The attack on Voyager for its antimatter reserves already has been scheduled. Seriously, like, who writes this? Like, Phlox needs it to fail. Like, it's barely like you would be writing, like you think you're capable of writing an encyclopedia. Like, ridiculous. Phlox uses the tunneling scan to reactivate the Doctor's daydreaming programs to allow him to communicate with the hologram. Phlox explains the situation to the Doctor, who in turn reports this to Janeway. As Voyager's crew becomes aware of the approaching Hierarchy ships, Janeway arranges for the deception to be complete, temporarily turning the Doctor into the ECH. The Doctor, less confident in reality than his daydreams, is still able to bluff regarding the use of the photonic cannon, and the Hierarchy quickly retreats. Janeway commends the Doctor for his performance and arranges a team to evaluate the prospects of putting the hologram in charge of the ship under emergency situations. Clappy, what did you think of Tinker Tenor Dr. Spy?
First, let's say hello to Narada Naxamanda, old friend. Hey,
Narada
Narada. Good to see you. You know, I say this a lot. I was saying this with the lighter-hearted episodes. They get a lot more slack from me when it's a show that I'm mostly generally always well disposed towards, and therefore the offbeat, cute, like humorous, lighthearted episode, if it's well done, is fine. I think this one is well done. It's just kind of, I don't know, you guys really don't earn it with me, but still. It's, Picard is just so terrific. He's kind of irresistible. It's The Secret Life of Waldo Mitty. It's another story. It's absolutely a ridiculous story, of course. But again, they're trying to be funny. They're doing a lot. Remember back when we were reviewing DS9, and after a while, like, man, how many Ferengi comedy episodes are they going to do?
A lot.
Yeah, and this one, Voyager doesn't. To be fair, they don't do as many as they did. DS9 used to do, but they do it sometimes. Nevertheless, if something's entertaining, it is, and it's, at least for me, it's mildly entertaining. I think Rob Picardo is always terrific. He really does a good job in this episode. I actually kind of like those ridiculous Hierarchy aliens. They're kind of funny to me. All in all, an okay, if over the top, sometimes cringy story, and like there's some cringy moments. But again, it's tough not to be entertained by Rob Picardo's performance in this one. It isn't. It's maybe a silly idea, with as far as his what's going on with his daydreaming thing, but at least he explained that he was it was some kind of cup up, as they say. So yeah, all in all, it's lighthearted, harmless fun. Yeah, I thought. Anyway, notes.
I didn't hate this one, but it is inspired by broccoli.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's totally inspired by broccoli. So we have a bit of regurgitation here. This is comedy scene after comedy scene, so like a lot of new fans really enjoy it because it's not as serious. It's not talking about Spinoza. It's just comedy scene after comedy scene. I do like the scrotum spy squad. That's what I call them. I don't care what anyone says. That's what they look like. And whenever I say it, it makes my husband laugh. He said, "Are you going to say that on air?" And I said, "I
I'm glad you
absolutely
did.
am." Everyone needs to know that the hierarchy is actually the scrotum spy squad. Disgusting Rosanna Dawson, her hobbit feet. The scene where they show Dawson's horrible hobbit feet, just so much cringe. Avoid that. Avoid that scene. Close your
I
eyes.
don't even remember it.
Oh, cover your eyes because it's quite, oh wow. Like buy shoes that are your own size so you don't look like Frodo or Bilbo Baggins. The women fight over the doctor. This is more of my broccoli. And the EMH says that the doctor says that he doesn't have any limits, but we know that he has limits because they've told us so over and over and over again. Like when he almost, quote unquote, very large air quotes, died when he exceeded his storage space. So, this is you can tell that Ronald D. Moore has spent some time in the writer's room here, although he did not write this one. You can tell that he was sitting in on some meetings 2 or 3 times in a row here, because we've got this idea of the BSG, the computers or the toasters daydreaming, and you wondering what's real and what isn't real. So other than that, the Scrotum Spy Squad is hysterical. This was definitely inspired by broccoli. Rosanna's feet, my goodness, like you need to put those away. No one needs to see that. And this little thing that's going on with the EMH that's been going on through the whole show, which is super annoying. I actually don't hate this one. I give it a C+.
Yeah, it was fun and enjoyable. With this performance, I give it a B. Yeah, it's fine. It's just, it's better than being bored like that last one. So it's okay. I don't have a big strong feeling one way or the other about it. It's not something I would watch over and over again, but it's cute. So that's good enough for now. All right, everybody.
JT Kirk.
All right, let's see. We're now ready for your reviews.
The word is given.
Let us come forward, my friends, with any words, ratings, and words you may have about the episode Tinker, Tenor, Dr. Spy. I did like those aliens. They were kind of funny. Pop. Oops. All righty then. Let's see. Professor R2 said, since it looked like my review got nuked, I wondered if I just disconnected.
Yeah, I needed to tell you about this right away, but I didn't want to interrupt. Yeah, Professor R2, I think one of his replies got nuked, so I wanted to let you know immediately.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that, Professor. We didn't see it. Well, if you put it up, even if it's from a previous episode, whatever, please feel free to put it back in there and call our attention to it, and we will read it for you. Sorry about that, my friend. It may have got nuked or something, like you say. Wes Cagle says F. It would have been bumped up to an A had we actually gotten to see 7 of 9. So, boy. Sorry. I'm just a simple man. I deserve shin kicks. You are
you don't.
Rascal, you.
You're a good guy. And did you know that it has been clinically proven to extend your life? That is correct. Staring at a woman's breasts extends a man's life. Look it up. You will find out. I'm not kidding.
That what you meant? There's some of us who would live forever. Okie dokie. Let's see. Brogu from my own hometown says a C. The daydreaming aspect was entertaining to me. All right. Thank you, Brogu. Guagnar says C-. Knowing what was going on behind the scenes makes the conference room scene somewhat funny, with the women competing for the attention of the doctor, who could be considered a Braga stand-in. Or really? Wow. Was he some Romeo or something?
The timescales reflecting on his experience in the chat and just saying, wow, this is a really lively chat. This is great. The timescales, this is Clobby's Place. This is Clobbering Times. And we started, I think Mark said it's almost 4 years ago, reviewing all of Star Trek. And so it's a mini Star Trek convention every weekend on Saturday night. And many of the people that you're meeting in the chat, they've been with us since the very beginning. So we're just a big happy family here, and we all love each other very much, and we're just diehard Trekkies, and we have a great time every Saturday night. So I'm so happy that you're having a wonderful time. And I definitely want you to know that you are free to join us every Saturday night.
Let's see. Absolutely. We're doing it. Well, we've been doing Saturday Star Trek for longer than that, but we started reviewing the shows, all 735 of them, in January, beginning of January of 2021. So, yeah. All right. Let's see. Where am I? Okay, let's see. Dave G. Selm says, B, the book Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy is pretty well read. This had little in common with the title, but was mildly entertaining to me. There is nothing so breathtaking as a shorn scrotum. Wow, we're getting too much scrotum going on. See what you did with the scrotum, Dr. E?
It's appropriate. They are the Scrotum Spy Squad. Okay.
I'm just saying. I'm fine with it. Oh, shit. Shooter says, A. This gets an A just for that opening song. That was kind of funny, yeah. I think the Doctor could have used a Sailor Moon style transformation sequence into the ECH.
Moon, tiara, magic. The only reason why I know that is because my offspring religiously watched that show. My offspring was obsessed with that show.
Mine watched it. The Sontarans are here. Potato Head aliens. Yeah, Sontarans, cool. They are sort of like Sontar. Well, in a vaguely so. Not well, sort of, a little bit, maybe slightly. I see potential here. An organized opponent. The Doctor lets his imagination get the better of him, goofy and fun. Yes, pretty much. Let's see. Voyager security actually works at keeping aliens out. I am genuinely shocked. Genuinely shocked. Overly fun, but with a decent AI story. More, please. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I understand, sir. RRTNZ says
after season 5, everyone's looking for a laugh, right?
Yep. He said best Star Trek Voyager episode ever. Picardo's magnificent. His fantasies are relatable and hilarious. Essentially, Doc puts himself in God mode. Dumb, but I love it. A++++ for awesome.
Everyone, Brogu is leaving. And so everyone, please say goodnight to the great Southern gentleman, Brogu. He says, good night, everyone. Good night, Raquel. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And always remember, this is the way. Brogu, I love you. I'm sending a little smooch for the side of your face, just right on your cheek, and a hug. Good night, sweetheart. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Let's see. J.J. Kirk says, A preposterous tale introduces a fascinating new species. Robert Picardo shines here. The 4 pips really was a nice touch. Yeah. I belly laugh when he turns down Blue Tranya in the mess hall.
And now, the Tranya.
The Tranya. It's the Tranya. My mother was in the room when the Doctor imagined the painting scene. Good thing it was taped and not live. My dad and I snuck watched it. Watch the rest of it later in the week.
It's the chesticles. Chesticles are very good for men. The men see the chesticles and they're like, oh, the sky opens up. Boobies!
The time scale, I'm going to stop putting the word on my screen, but I'll read it. I try to use, he says, I try to use scrotum casually in business conversations all at least once per day. Kudos to this commenter. Thank you, because time scale. I'm just kidding.
Great comment. Thank you.
I appreciate you. Anti-derivative Jill, our wonderful communications officer, says A+++. The less dumb Packlid potatoes are a delight and has always remained as one of my favorites. Robert Picardo is a brilliant dry comedian, and this is its showcase. I laughed so much using Picardo's operatic abilities inspired one of my favorite Voyager scenes. How does the alien mistake the fantasies with reality? That was kind of funny. It was pretty funny. Sensor scans can be misinterpreted. Yep. Although I have to admit that this was the weirdest way for Seven to find out his true feelings for her. However, I love seeing the Doctor try to improve himself, and the result is that he is allowed to study the command path just as any other should be afforded. He was created to be that. He was created to be that. Sorry. Plus, I enjoyed seeing the antagonist scenes from their perspective, rather than just seeing the effects of it. Very well done. And taking a page from Corbomite Maneuver, I was giddy seeing the Doctor save the day with his photonic cannon. Yes, that was kind of funny too. Maybe it's absurd that the Doctor's fantasies would appear to the alien at perfect camera angles, but for the sake of entertainment, it was amazing and only vaguely reminds me of Barclay. Yeah, I hear you. It's a unique spin on holodeck fantasies coming from a hollow Doctor, and I'm always a sucker when a previous enemy decides to help the crew, even if it was selfish. I'm with you, Jill. Nice review. Thank you. Well done. Professor R2 says, my shortened review for Barge of the Dead, ratings feckless fecklar feces. Thank you, Professor R2. Naranax Amanda Bear says A+, at least of my science fiction. Oh, so at least 1/3 of my science fiction should be comical. Oh, at least a third of my science fiction should be comical. Okay. Also, I like any kind of green thing. Plus, I pre-rated based on imagery. If you know what I mean. Yes, I do know what you mean. I caught you on that part of it, buddy. Thank you so much.
I'm so happy that you subscribed. Yes, everyone here has a voice, Timescales. Welcome to Clobbering Time.
Absolutely. Welcome, buddy. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. The great Eric K says, B, funniest part in this one was when Virgin Harry does not know Whoopi. Harry finally gets to see a naked lady in 7, though. Yes, well, he had a chance once, but never mind. Baba Dome Monsters. C. I thought the scrotal aliens were interesting. We won't see them again? The Doctor keeps getting hacked. Let's give him command authority. This episode reminds me of a Bugs Bunny cartoon. Picardo saves it. Gotcha.
I mean, if that's not like one of the best reviews of Star Trek you're ever going to read. I love you, Bubba Doom.
Yes, indeed, yes. Well, Wes Cagle, thank you so much. He says, in the name of the moon, I'll punish you. Thank you for the super thank you for the super chat so much, buddy. I appreciate that. The great enigmatic drop air says C-. Captain Ahab, Greek mythology, Italian Arius. Okay. We're ticking all the boxes tonight, says Edie. What are the Sontarans? It's like another Sontaran reference. Cool. Doing in this, and why do they have more than 3 fingers? How did the Sontarans hack into Doctor Who villains? For those who don't know, Dr. Alien villains, baddies, hack into the EMH. How did they communicate via EMH's daydreams and after Belland? This I love that you call her Belland. That's fantastic. Disabled it. Fantastic stuff, buddy. He said, "I think I'm suffering Voyager fatigue. That's
Me
rough
too.
stuff, man. I guess I can't blame you, buddy." Lisa says, "Hey, what a delicious innuendo-filled and apparent farce. Doctor already a lovable character that is well acted and getting a glimpse of his imagination was luscious. Having a very fun episode was needed." Yes, yeah, I hear you, Lisa. It is fun. Fiona says, "Now we know who needs to be head of security. Maybe that can duplicate. Maybe that can duplicate the doctor. Why can't they duplicate the doctor? Too bad we didn't get to see Seven's ninacles. Ninacles? Whoa,
Instead
buddy.
of justicles.
This set was written by a cartoonist, so it's a comedy. I keep hearing the TOS funny music. In my head. It makes it much better. Don't really see this as a typical ep. No, not typical. You're right. So usual standards don't apply. Besides, in excess of scrotum, this ep was quite amusing. And of course, the more Picardo, the better. I can't watch China Beach without seeing this doctor. Funny. We go from a terrible dream episode to a serviceable daydream episode. This is the way. Not as good as Deja Q, of course, but one of the few eps I didn't throw or break something. Husband approved B++. Shout out to your husband there, Fee. Thank you.
I think it's Aria. But nothing, just something happening in the chat. It's just, yeah, anyways, there are different people say it different ways. Don't worry about it. As long as you understand, right? What it is, right?
There you go.
It's just it's the melody
Okay.
in opera sung by a single person in an opera.
Explains why I don't know what it is.
Anyway, yeah. It's not a big deal. I just want you to know it's not a big deal.
No, thanks. Simply Steve says C+ alt title Johnny Cab. That's a reference to Total Recall because Picardo was in that as Johnny Cab. Johnny Cab Schweitzer, Picardo actor, the EMH dreams of being in command, so he overrides insane ways denial and improves himself. Scrotum Squad unite. Again with the scrotums. I'll be glad if we never see those scrotum people again. So I don't have to hear the word scrotum enough. B says Phantom Outsidey. Thank you, Steve, by the way. He says, B, the episode was entertaining and showed the writers rented Tinker, Tailor, Soldier, Spy, Secret Life of Walter Mitty. It was very Walter Mitty. And Titanic Blockbuster membership paying off. Lol. Thank you,
yes,
Fanny.
I am Fiona, but it was not in the plural sense. Well, even in the singular, it has an S, but in the particular message that was left, it was plural.
There you go.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Wow. Coolness.
We did it in 2 hours and 18 minutes.
I'm going to go back and backtrack really quickly and read Katie's, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Katie has some things to say. I don't know if she's still here, so I don't know if she has the other episode, but on Equinox parts 1 and 2, she says, phenomenal in caps. Closure to the first part. I absolutely thought this was a brilliant episode depicting the moral dilemma of being able to have a faster means to get home, but at the expense of one's humanity. Captain Ransom's redemption at the end was very good and somber, especially since he saw the ocean with no reminder of Seven, his conscience. Closing with a crew united A+. Then she said, Survival Instinct, one of my favorite episodes, a highly underrated tale of the consequences of our actions. The scene between Chakotay and Seven was so well written and beautifully done. He acted as her conscience, and it was much needed. He did not judge her actions and gave her clarity that living is more important than existing, no matter how long. Sorry, A plus. Thank you so much, Katie. We got yours in there too, and we appreciate it. And I guess
Yeah.
she's not here. So
Aria there is no S on the end of it. I'm sorry.
okay,
There is no S on the end of it if it's singular. I'm super
right.
tired. I have to get up in like
okay.
about 6.5 hours. So I'm
We
in
got
a
it done.
bit of a rush tonight, and it's turning my brain into goo. Also, I don't speak Italian, but I believe that it just means air in Italian. But
It's not
I misspoke earlier, but it's because you'll have to excuse me, everyone. I'm just very frazzled.
All right,
Don't be frazzled. Hello.
Who started the English class?
Sorry.
Oh, did you guys see my reviews came through,
Nope.
or did they?
Nope.
They
No.
disappeared?
What?
They did not.
Oh, my
Seriously,
reviews have
no.
been disappearing. Well, you better not let me on the show anymore.
You're kidding, though.
That's weird.
Seriously?
No, yeah, I put up a review for the last episode, and I put a review through the other. That's weird.
Well, you could just talk all about them, and whenever.
Give me an hour.
No, you can
Let me
just
post them again.
comment.
No, I'm joking. No, I'm joking. But that's weird.
Oh.
They didn't go. Let me put them in again for fun, just to see if they disappear.
I mean, yeah,
Just for
weird.
funsies.
Yeah, funsies.
Yeah. Well, here's wow. I got banned. Did Steve
What?
Mitchum butt ban me?
Are you
Oh,
banned?
Wes Cagle sees. No, I'm joking. But Wes Cagle says they see them.
They're
Hey,
not
shooter.
on
I
my
don't.
side. Go look.
I
Go
mean, they're
look,
not
sweetheart.
controversial.
Well, there's
But,
one.
No, they're not controversial, but you're not on this side. Oh, here
I'll
you are
start.
here.
I started.
Here
I'll
you
start
are
it.
here,
wow.
but I don't have you from the rest of the night.
No,
Well, just the last two, but that's weird. No, just like
Oh,
10 minutes.
well,
That's
didn't see
weird.
him.
Did you see that?
I got you
doing
start now.
Oh, they didn't come through before. That's weird. No, I looked on the StreamYard then. Oh, whatever.
Well, no,
okay.
there was a big burp. There was a big
Yeah.
burp here earlier as well, which really freaked me out because there was nothing, and then there were like 30 replies.
All right, so I'll go ahead and read yours for the last two. I mean, unless you want to talk about the other two, it's up to you.
No, you just do the last two, and then
right.
I'll just say my other ones for the other two.
Well, what did you think of Survival Instinct?
I really disliked the first 3 episodes tonight. So Survival Instinct, yeah, I give that a D. And
wow, I can't believe I like one you didn't. You were low. When has he ever given a lower rating than both of us?
I think like maybe once or twice.
Maybe once. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, these episodes didn't. Survival is the second. I was talking Equinox.
The one with the Borg.
The one with the Borg. Oh, the Borg. I gave that like a C-. I didn't like the tech in terms of how convenient it was that they couldn't save them, but the sci-fi was flawed, but the sentiment was good. I like the humanity of it, but yeah, Equinox. I thought you meant Equinox. I really didn't like those 2 episodes, but the space battles are awesome. But
okay.
Yeah, Dave G. Sound, I'm terrible with Italian. And you know what's making me even worse is that I taught Greek kindergarten. So I thought that I had like the basics of Greek licked. But then I started learning my own language. I started learning Gilga. And that has ruined my brain. My brain is now ruined. Gilga is definitely harder than Greek to learn, at least for me. That's Irish Gaelic, by the way, Gilga. Anyway, it's very difficult. And wow, the stuff that happens with the alphabet, it's unique. Anyhow.
Okay. Barge of the Dead, D, plus make it stop. Oh, God, yeah. Usually I'm a sucker for a Klingon story, but this one misses the mark. Roxanne Dawson never seems convincing when acting out her Klingon side. Agreed. Story was way too predictable, and I couldn't wait for this one to end. I fell asleep every time. Thankfully, it left me only mostly dead, if not at all dead.
Another Princess Bride quote. Someday you'll get all these quotes, even though you won't watch the movie, Raquel. You don't know the movie, but
one day we'll reach, but right now we don't reach. Yeah, and you're right. But what's really crazy about that is that is actually true. You know what I mean? Like I say cordial, which is, you know, the British way of pronouncing it, and
Cordial.
Americans say cordial,
Cordial,
and
yeah.
and you think to yourself, where's the G? Where's the J? What's going on here?
Doesn't
What's
matter. We're
happening?
Americans. We're right.
I know. You guys are totally cute. I love you. But yes, sometimes you can say things in the British way, or you can say things in the way in which they're intended, like if you know the mother tongue that the word comes from, right? And then,
Aluminium.
yeah,
I wish
aluminium
I could
is
say aluminium here. I can't.
aluminium is actually the actual pronunciation of aluminum.
Yep.
It is.
I know that
much
because
better.
I watched a lot of British TV shows.
Yeah, and that's the worst thing about teaching languages and beginning to teach people English, especially at a post-secondary level, is that the more that you are exposed to other languages, the less sure you become of anything that's coming out of your mouth, because there are so many people that are just like, no, you say it like this, no, you say it like this. So it's like the more you know about languages, the less sure of yourself you become, because you know that there are so many other
Oh, you
ways
can
to
get
say it.
confused, right? Yeah.
Or you get confused. Yeah, exactly. And that happens quite a bit. Folks, I have to get out of here because I have to be up in just a handful of hours to teach a class. So I have to skedaddle, and like, I got to shower, I got to pack my lunch, I got to get ready for tomorrow.
Okay.
It's going to be a super early day. So I don't even have time to say goodbye. But I just want to say this. I love you all so much. I just want to tell you how much I appreciate Saturday Night Star Trek and how much I love your company. Each and every one of you make this this thing special. You make it so wonderful. Thank you for the laughs tonight. Thank you for your beautiful reviews. Thank you for putting in the time, the effort, you're the best. And I'm speaking directly to each and every single one of you. I love you all so much. I want you to have a wonderful week. I hope I get to see you on the Clubhouse. And I want to thank all of my patrons. And after I leave, make sure you call out everyone that needs your love, right? Chris Persia's dad, Enigmatic Drop Bear and his family, Philip Story. Just make sure that you send out your love, everyone. And I love you all. Good night. And Mark, thanks for just being such a cool cat and a good friend.
Thank you.
And Clobby, Captain, my captain.
I
Mon
love you.
capitaine.
Yeah.
I love you, sweetheart. Sending smooches for your whole face. Good night.
Good luck tomorrow.
Good night,
Have
my
fun.
dear. We'll see you soon. Love you. Good everybody. Our number one, our first officer, but we'll still be here for a little while. Malachi D. Wildman, thank you for the super chat. That's very kind of you. He says, fragile must be Italian. Market Fragile. Fragile. That's something quoted Groucho. Hey, Katie's, I'm going to chomp. Oh, Katie, you're running out? Okay, I'm going to chomp out too. Live long and prosper, everyone. So much love and peace. Always love to you, Katie. Always lovely to see you, my dear. I hope you have a wonderful remainder of your weekend. Love you, love you. As my my wonderful beloved old grandma used to say, Mama Bessie used to say, love you, love you. So here we go. We have two more from Mark. He said, B plus. I guess he means
yeah, the last episode. Yeah,
for
Tinker,
whatever.
Taylor Soldier Spy, whatever.
Yeah, Tinker, Tenor, Soldier,
Tenor.
No, Dr. Spy. It was a play on that old movie.
Yeah.
A ridiculously fun episode elevated by the performance of Picardo. Interesting sci-fi concept. Who doesn't love potato head alien spies? Well, we all love those, don't we?
Yeah.
This episode also does a nice job of exploring what makes an AI sentient. The Doctor pulls the Colbemite light maneuver with a Blom. Great to see him emulate cock. Oh yes, indeed, I love it.
That was fun. I was laughing. at the end of that episode.
Yeah, Claude Salling.
Hey, Claude.
What's up? Good to see you.
And I was watching that. I was watching that episode with the family in the family room because I had to get my Star Trek episode in, and someone mentioned the movie Argon. I said, "Well, it had some ridiculously unbelievable concepts." And my cousin Kim, she's like, "Less believable than what I'm watching now," and she's like, "Than these potato head aliens." I'm like, "Touche," but I'm like, "No, this show is based in science. It's perfectly believable. Not like Argyle.
Do they like Voyager? You just have to be sitting there
No,
while you're
they just
watching?
I was in the family room and I said I have to watch the Star Trek episode, the final episode for the night. They're like, okay, we'll let you. It was halfway through, but it was funny. They're like, Kim was like, not so, this doesn't look so realistic. I'm like, it's perfectly realistic. Yeah. Aside from being Voyager. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Trek, so we got a little bit of time in this Saturday night Star Trek. I was last night. A buddy of mine came into town that I've known him for so long. We saw Wrath of Khan at the theater together in 1982.
Wow.
So in other words, and we met in 1982. I think it was. But anyway, so he came over for a rare visit. Didn't get into town as much as he used to, but we see once in a while, or over much. But came over, and we don't even bother watching stuff that much anymore because we just end up talking the whole time because we don't see each other as much.
Yeah.
And since we're old, if we sit down and watch something for too long, we'll just fall asleep anyway. But late at night like that, But we sat around talking and stuff, and we were, we live and breathe Star Trek the original series. We're just that bad about it. I mean, we just have watched it so much; it's in our bloodstream. I mean, it's just it's always there with us, and we both watch it all the time. He's one of those. He's just like that hardcore, like I am, like Mikel is, and I assume you are. So. Yep. We're sitting around. We were arguing about how bad, he's this one. He's similar to you in that there are episodes that if I say an episode's really bad, I kind of like that one. It was okay. It wasn't that bad. Even some really bad ones, like Spock's Brain, for example. You've been known to defend that one.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I've been known to do that. I'll admit it. I'd rather watch that than an alternative factor.
Well, yeah. I mean, even he wanted to defend those two, but
brain. What is brain?
We're sitting around, and he's just like I would name a shitty episode. It was that bad. He sounds just like that, by the way. I'm not kidding. But anyway, what were we talking about? We were see Rob Altus is another one.
Mr. Like Spock's Brain too, yeah.
Spock's Brain. Now, Rob.
Brain. What is brain?
So there we go. So I was sitting there just throwing some out and said, yeah, what about That Bitch Survives? I think it was that bad, so I turned it on. I just put it on, threw it up there. Yeah. And so just while we were talking and cutting up and talking about it, and it was weird because that episode's got a lot of really stupid shite in it. But it's original Trek, so you still can sit there and watch it. The only unwatchable, Alternative Factor and The Children Shall Lead, the Mark of Gideon are so horrible. But we were sitting there watching it and going, yeah, but Lee Marriott looks great.
Yeah, she's gorgeous. That episode.
And
God.
I remember when Raquel and I reviewed that one, we were both kind of picking on it for some of the weird dialogue spots. Spock does some weird stuff, but the Scotty stuff's pretty good. The stuff between the way he treats Scotty, she didn't like. I remember the way it was written, but it was still fun. Oh, there's Wes says, we used to play the FASA role-playing game of Star Trek back when I was a kid. All there was then was TOS, TSA. Yeah, it was simpler time. Yeah, there was a time for 21 years, folks, when Star Trek had one iteration.
That was it.
One. That was it.
I love those.
We liked it that way.
Yeah, I love those FASA games, Wes Cagle. Yep.
Yeah. Hey, Comic Relief Crusader.
Hell.
What's up, dude? How you doing? So
but so did you like the episode better when watching it with him?
Well, I guess we were talking a lot of messing around, but I was just like talking about stuff. We're talking about like catching up and stuff. But yeah, I kind of it's got a really, if you really watch it, it's not as bad. But there's some dumb shite in it. Like the ship, at one point the Enterprise gets sent 97,000 light years out, away.
Yeah.
And they end up, hey, David Glenn. They go warp factor 14 in the episode.
Yeah.
And the Scotty has some good scenes and stuff. The Scotty there's some good interplay between Scotty and Spock, but the whole premise of the episode, the story, is pretty interesting, except it leaves you with too many questions. But still, It's not as
It's a
hokey.
weird
and
concept.
It's not as bad as the Lights of Zatar. I was threatening him with every time I would threaten him with a worse episode, he would go, "Oh, I don't mind that too much." I said, "Screw you. If you keep pushing me, I'm going to put the empath on." You keep saying, well, I put Spock's brain on for a while. I put what I put on. Just sitting there, two people who love Star Trek so much. Hey, Radioactive, who love especially Real Trek, original. It's a habit we say Real Trek because we think the original is the best because it is.
Yeah,
that's an opinion, of course. But good to see you, Radioactive. But yeah, so we just sat there and talking about Trek and messing around, talking about them and stuff. So what did I put on? But I did threaten him with "And the Children Shall Lead" if he pushed me too far.
yeah. I mean, that which survives this interesting sci-fi concept of checking the wiki there. Yeah, it was based on a DC Fontana story, but there's problems with the episode, but
they don't explain
still
what
original
happened to that
Trek,
race.
right?
But it's still it is an interesting idea. I watched the whole of TAS before sitting through the empath. Well, Professor, you don't like the animated series, or you just hate the empath that much? Either way, the empath sucks for the most. I think we tore it to pieces.
I kind of like. There's things I like about that episode, though. I mean, it's creepy,
the sacrifice stuff at the end, but it's got some dumb shite in it.
True, but it's more of a Outer Limits episode than Star Trek in some ways, I think, or Twilight Zone.
Well, watching all this crappy Trek that still falls under the umbrella of the real deal because it's before 2005, makes even some of the lesser episodes of the original series even better sometimes. Yeah. But yeah, do you not like yeah, I agree about the empath, but do you R2, are you not a fan of the cartoon show or what? I love TAS.
I don't think I'm guessing he doesn't like. I'm guessing that he doesn't like.
Which is fine if you don't like it.
But yeah, it's okay. He says, yeah.
Now, for example,
it was better as a kid for me.
He said TS is okay. Okay, so that's cool if he doesn't like it. I'm just saying, for example, if I were to make that statement, I'd say like, man, I'd watch The Way to Eden 10 times before I would watch The Empath. I don't know. There are worse episodes than The Empath, though. I don't know how he got. For example,
I'd rather watch Way to Eden. At least it's got that cool song.
Step now to Eden, yeah, brother. Not only does it got The Way to Eden is a stupid piece of crap, but it does have Charles Napier.
Charles Napier is great.
The great Charles Napier. And the Children Shall Lead is such garbage. I threatened him with "And the Children Shall Lead" or Mark of Gideon. Oh, this is one he knows that I hate. He didn't defend it, but he kind of liked it. I hate "Is There in Truth No Beauty?" And he kind of defended
I can watch that one. I can watch that one.
Oh, the Medusan idea is such a stupid idea.
You don't like that idea? The race you can't look at?
You can't look at them because they'll make you go insane. It's like you just open it up and it's these stupid lights and shit. Like, shut up. I hate it. It's so dumb.
I don't mind that one. I mean, I'm not saying it's a great, it's not like a favorite episode, but it doesn't. I mean, I know that one bugs you, but I can.
Well, look, if Joey Behar's in that box, yeah. But I mean, or like Rosie O'Donnell's in that box or something, I get it. But no being can be that bad. It's up to them. Fiona says, I forgot the funniest line from Tinker Tailor. When Bitchway says, I don't want Bitchway. I don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable on this ship. Yeah, good point. Yes, that was funny.
Yep.
The best thing about The Way to Eden is the hippies by farm. Do you like when the hippies sing, was it gonna snap my fingers and jump for joy? Yeah. Got a clean little health from Dr. McCoy.
Oh, it's just that episode is just so fun. It's such a product of the 60s, right? I mean, today they do, probably hip hop or something on the show. We did get a singing episode of not Star Trek Discovery, or was that that was Strange Nude Worms.
We don't talk about filth here on Saturday Star Trek.
I'm apologizing, but I was just saying how how bad they would do it. Yeah.
No filth.
Yeah.
No filth ever.
Uh-oh.
At least
I'm in the airlock now.
At least not on Saturday Night Star Trek. No filth anyway. The Way to Eden via the Kool-Aid and Jimmy Jones. Oh wow, that bad, huh? A lot of people. I don't like the Cloudminders. I mean, the third season had some But see, it's
Well-
low hanging fruit to talk about the bad ones of the third season.
Well, that's where I kind of mentioned the other stuff because that doesn't count, but it's just so bad that it's
See,
even a bad episode of Trek. It doesn't other than the alternative factor. Although something like you said, when they get the characters wrong, when they write the lines, so it's not believable as the character. An alternative factor is notorious for that. It's still Trek, right? You still say, all right, well, it's not a great story, but you love the Kirk, Spock, McCoy, Bones, and I mean Scotty, and and et al. And it never seems out of place. It's just comfort food, right? You could put on pretty much any episode
Right.
of TOS, and you're happy. And I loved watching it randomly all those years on Channel 11 WPIX in New York at midnight, and just when the Empath came on, I wasn't too happy, I'll admit, but I'd still watch it, right?
Bitch Whitey. She's the I hear you. Bitch Whitey. Only a woman can get away with that.
Yeah. I'm not touching
Fiona.
that one, yeah.
No, I hear you though. But it's fun talking about the worst ones because very soon I've got to decide when I'm going to get this put together. I already have it made a long time ago. Very soon, folks, I'm going to do my rank every episode of Star Trek. I guess you see, I don't want to wait till September when that would be the time to do it.
And I was teaching Captain Clobby how to use a spreadsheet for that, and you were getting it.
Yeah, you did well. Let me Narada Maximanda Bear, buddy, says you have to make an exception for lower Drex. I'm sorry, I can't do it. He says I can't even keep the name up on my screen without throwing up. He says lower Drex. I'm pretty sure lower Drex is where they sent all the Trek loyal writers. Of course, writers are still writers, if you know what I know what you mean. Let's put it to you like this, Narat. Anyone who likes anything, even filth, is welcome here. And so it's personally, if you like that, that's cool, man. If you like even one of the ones I really hate, because I got to be honest, I haven't watched Lower Decks, but I think I did see that stupid episode with when they were on Strangled Dude Worms. So I don't judge anybody because I actually sat through all of P Hard, and I thought all 3 seasons, including season 3, are trash. And I've watched all of Strangled Dude Worms, so I don't. The fact that you watch Lower Decks and like it, I can't talk. Even though I hate those shows, I only watched a little bit of STD. But so what I'm saying is, that's cool that you like it, but I got to keep the rule that no Klutzman filth. So, but that's cool that you like it. I mean, it's fine. I mean, again, and other than kidding around with you, I it's absolutely no biggie, man. But you like it, that's fine. I don't know, and since it's not trying to be a serious Trek show, that it's nothing, just harmless. Yeah,
I gotta kind of agree with Nirot. I mean, there are a couple of funny episodes, but like other times they go way over the top and it gets disgusting. And it's kind of like it's Rick and Morty do Star Trek, and if the new stuff had been really well done, and it's making fun of that, but there are some interesting takes in it. But it's well, we're not going to talk about other stuff anyway. So, yeah.
It looks like I'm gonna be in trouble when I do this. Wes Cagle says any ranking of TOS isn't worth its salt unless it has the cage higher than the Menagerie. Wes Cagle, I respectfully disagree, and here's why. I love the Menagerie because it takes the cage. Remember, all those years we weren't allowed to see the cage until like 1988, really, unless you went to one of those college campuses where Roddenberry brought the black and white version of it to it or whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, but the Menagerie gave us a chance to see that. In my opinion, though, the reason why I love the Menagerie is because it gives you 2 stories. It gives you the story of Spock and Kirk, what's going on with them in the wraparound for the flashback of the cage, and that's a good story too. That's an intriguing story about Spock's loyalty to his old captain, and plus, you get to see the cage. You get to see the Pike story. So I love the fact that you get both of them.
Yeah, no, it's the Menagerie is just such a brilliant.
I love the Menagerie. I'm sorry.
The cage. It's phenomenal storytelling. Yeah. It's brilliant in the way it incorporates those those scenes in the cage as flashbacks. And Spock is a tour de force in that episode. Yeah. Nimoy and it's such a shocker when he takes over the ship. And I know we're talking
yeah.
about this stuff that
Yep.
doesn't count, but just contrast that. Oh my God, it's just so well done and so logical, and
Right.
you feel Spock's humanity. And that, what is it, episode 17 of the series or 16? I'm forgetting, or
What,
15.
Menagerie?
It's early
Yeah,
on in that first season. It's the first
Yeah.
half. So
Yeah, I mean, I just love the Menagerie. Absolutely. Again, but here's another thing, Wes. If you know, when you're our age, you watched the Menagerie like 50 zillion times before we finally got to see the cage by itself.
yeah,
And I love the cage by itself. You know, number one has it at number. What's her favorite episode? But I'm not gonna see that. It was painful for her to make a top 25 like I made her do before
Yeah.
we started reviewing. Before we started reviewing, you know what we're doing now. You could find it in my playlist of Star Trek, Saturday Night Star Trek. Number one and I, Raquel and I ranked our top 25 episodes.
yep.
Let's see.
I'll post which one it is. I'll look it up. I think I have it listed.
He says, fair enough, but we have to agree to disagree. I feel that a Menagerie story takes away from the cage episode. Well, I can't agree with you on that, my friend, but that's okay. All opinions are welcome here.
Well, I think they're both good. Yeah, I think they're both good separate. I mean, but they're different animals. I mean, one is the actual cage, what happened, and the Menagerie is it's Menagerie's part 2 with the flashback. And I think you get all of the impact of the cage doubly. It's doubly effective with the with the new continuation and Spock and sacrificing the ship. So they're both phenomenal to watch, but I like the Menagerie
West
better.
I love it better too. West, you're not older than either one of us sitting on this panel, buddy. So at least you can feel young, because I'm a lot older than you, and Mark's got you by a very short span, about a year. So you get to feel young in here, buddy. But again, you are of our. Still, that doesn't matter. You're of our generation, so you're right there with us in our generation, brother, and we appreciate you. So, RR is saying, Mark, Clobbering Mark. Just to chime in, when we get to TNG, we already did TNG. We did TNG a while back.
I think he's saying a quarter of the episodes are magnificent.
Quarter of the episodes are magnificent. Azure Man and Level, and quarter are good. Starship Mine, and quarter are mediocre. One crap. Yeah. I'm with you there, buddy. I'm with you.
Yeah. And
by the way,
TNG's
my friend,
not as consistent. Yeah.
But by the way, last night my friend brought me a present. He gave me the Blu-ray of Quester tapes.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, you probably have that, right?
Yep. I got that. Yep.
The Blu-ray.
That's good. Yep. Well, I got him. Yep.
Yeah, that's a great. I'm gonna watch that again. I've watched it for a while.
Well, I do have a couple of enabling things. Let me know when a good time to show that.
Yep. That's exactly right, Wes. You and Mark D are just missed being boomers. Unfortunately, I'm a boomer because I was born the last year of boomerness, so I'm a old ass boomer. What you got now?
I have a couple of enabling items for
Is it Star Trek related?
Of course, it's only Star Trek on Saturday night.
All right. Who wants to
whenever it's a good time? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I enabled you last week for the first time in a while.
You did, yeah. You got me. You got me good.
It's not Star Trek, but it is Star in the Star related. It's got the word Star in
it. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
So
there's something on sale at my friends and I, we affectionately call it Wally Mart. But if you missed out on the Playmates Enterprise, it was $40, and now it's down to $20, which is a damn good deal. And I bought this, and I haven't unboxed it yet, but I've heard some good things about it. And Claude has this, and I think he really liked this, right? Have you seen it, Clobbering Times?
What?
The
no, I need to go
look. The new one. Yep. So it's got all the sounds and lights and kind of and it's got the the original. They're calling it classic Star Trek now, but they had the original Playmates that came out, all the ships of the line, which are phenomenal. And I'm a sucker for spaceships, so. And I don't own the original version, believe it or not. I think every spaceship in the Star Trek line, I'm pretty sure, but I don't have, for some crazy reason, I never got around to getting this one. I don't know why. Something must have been wrong with me. But for $20, I mean, you can't go wrong with this ship for $20. So That's at Wally Mart. So just want to make everyone aware of that and try to enable them. And I think also I believe, let's see, that the D is on sale too. Let's see if we do start. And also the action figures on sale too, because that line got canceled. I've heard that they're going to continue to make the spaceships. The phasers on sale for $14. I did a review of that on my channel. And the member stream today, we had a lot of fun unboxing. I just got this communicator, and so for $12, I mean, if you need a cheap cosplay item, you don't want to destroy your nice wand communicator. That's only $12. So this is how Clobbering Times enabled me. This is 20. Date is only $6 now, and it's a damn good figure. Let's see. P Hard is $6 now. Let's see. Kirk. Well, I don't know. He's 17 right now. I don't know what's that Star Trek Toussaint. Oh, it's new stuff. I didn't know that. I don't know what that's from. And of course, the figures now look. They discontinued these figures, so Spock is still $15, but Khan is 10. So if you keep your eye out, or if you miss these the first time around, check it out and get some Star Trek deals. So check out your local Wally Mart, or I'm sure they're going to go. A lot of these toys are going to go on sale now, since that line has been discontinued, unfortunately. So, but yeah, that spaceship is a good deal. And the other item, I think these are sold out. I'll put the link in. Oh, what's guys? Do they have an Enterprise B? Yeah, they haven't made that in a long time, but they did make the Enterprise B from Star Trek Generations, which I have, and they also have the Star Trek Excelsior, which I also have, the Playmates version, which is a lot tougher to get. It's basically pretty much the same ship, but with different
AK Roberts,
different decals. And I have actually that. I have the Enterprise B behind me, but the electronics stopped working, which is really depressing. So someday I might have to try to fix it. I just hate it when the electronics stop. Now these are some gorgeous Star Trek posters. All right, there's still a few of the regular ones left. So the foil variant sold out, but for 52 bars of cold pressed latinum, you can get the Star Trek the original series poster from Vice Press. So I've bought a few of posters. I've gotten 2 Wrath of Khan posters from these guys, and the paper is almost like cardboard. It's so thick. It's a gorgeous printing and super high quality. So of course I couldn't not buy this when I saw this. So, and Raquel and Clobbering Times, when I was showing it to them, like, do I think I should get this? And they kind of made me buy it. Yeah. So, but I'll put the link in there. But there's still a few. They're only making, I think, 160 of these. I think, what was the number? 175. 175 of this, and I think the foil one. Okay, both 175. Okay, but not high numbers of each of them. So, or the foil. Let's see, the foil one was 160. Okay, my memory wasn't totally bad, but I guess I got to see when I get it. I guess it's foil paper, got a cool effect on it, but. Yeah, and Rob says yes. The answer is always yes. Buy it. Yeah. So check those 2 items out and go spend your hard-earned gold pressed latinum. But those were a couple of fun items I thought we could show tonight. So, and I'll do some. I'll have to do the unboxing. I did buy the Enterprise D is on sale now too as well. So look for that if you're a fan of TNG. So some good way to spend money.
Yep, there you go, folks. Enabling Trek stuff.
Yeah.
It's the enabling Trek stuff segment by the great Mark D with a shade of frequency there. Yeah. I need to figure out when I'm gonna do that ranking thing.
Well, you started it, right? I mean, you started your list.
Oh, I have it done.
Your list. Oh, you have it done. Okay.
Maybe I'm gonna do the animated series first.
Make it easier for you.
And then do the movies, so so I'll have more to do.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Yeah.
Maybe I should I just do it as a video, and then should I live stream that?
Well, it's always
Dude,
fun to have interaction with people.
Everyone's going to
You know,
hate me anyway when I don't have their favorite episode. And if their favorite episode doesn't make the top 10 or the top 25, I can hear it now. Why isn't fill in the blank episode higher? Why is it all the way down?
that's what makes YouTube so fun, right? We get interacting with the chat. So
Yeah. That was, for those who didn't see what years ago when Raquel and I did the our top 25 episodes list. Oh, good night, Gwagnar. Have a good one, man.
take care, Gragnar.
When we did our top 25, this has been it was 2020. So when right after we first met, so it was it's a long time ago. It was painful for her. And the thing you understand about these lists, it's just kind of fun. It's like a conversation piece. I don't know. I enjoy it, but some people get testy about lists.
Well, yeah, that's always a guideline too.
But I try to explain to some people. I say, look, take the 25 for example. Do I love my number 12 that much more than I love my number 22? Just for an example.
Yeah.
No, they're close, but it's kind of fun to rank them. Do I love my number 9 or my number 6 much more than I love my number 9? No, they're pretty damn close. My number 1 is my favorite, but man, do I love it that much more than my number 2 or 3 or 4? Really not. I love them. All right, ED.
Take care, D.
Have a good one. Thank you for being here, sir. Let's see. God forbid if Clobbering Time was to say Peter Parker is Spider-Man. I already did that. You just see the shitstorm I got on X-Twit. I made a video about it. Well, you know that.
Yeah. Well, did anyone want my Parker Tingles shirt if they watched the member stream today?
No, I wouldn't show that around if I were you. I don't think I'd be showing that around if I were you. Know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Oh. I should just I got to do a video just on that.
Yeah. You do.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I probably wouldn't have broadcast that if I were you.
How did I know that was going to be my Infinity War box? It was a one of those mystery boxes, and I hadn't opened it. And what? How long was Infinity War out? It's been years.
Yeah. Who would wear that?
Oh my god! Yeah,
what
Parker Tingles.
Dorkwad would wear that freaking shirt.
The horror. Well, you could hear how horrified I was when I opened it up. And they're usually really nice quality shirts too. So, but no,
yeah,
that was disappointing. Yeah, I was just Peter Tingle. Peter Tingle, yeah.
Peter Tingle. Yeah, it's just not good. Not a good look.
Yep.
We'll see. So oh, by the way, next week's episodes, folks, are these. We've got Alice. Oh boy, Alice doesn't live here anymore. So we've got Riddles. Oh Lord, I think I remember that one. Dragon's Teeth and One Small Step. So yeah, that's scintillating stuff right there. Yeah, a lot of those weird wild stuff. But in here, I got this Blu-ray, the Quester tapes, folks. Speaking of Star Trek, well, from creator Gene Roddenberry. That's pretty damn cool. I haven't watched that in a long time, but I will watch it soon.
Yep.
Anyone else see the Quester tapes out there? I know some of our friends have seen it. West, his first is Day of the Dove, but it's not much higher than my second Doomsday Machine or my third Naked Time. I love Day of the Dove, but it's Day of the Dove might be my highest rated third season episode. I can tell you that. It's funny. Was it my friend who came over yesterday? He was talking about how he remembered many years ago on my Blog Talk Radio show where two friends of mine and we did our top 25 way back then.
Yep.
And we did. He said he was laughing. He laughed back then, and he was laughing this time at how they actually had some third season ones in their top 25. A lot of them.
Yeah.
And he was laughing at that because look, I mean, I'll put it to you like this without spoiling too much. I think my first. Let's see. I don't think a third season episode breaks my top 40. Yeah, one breaks my top 40. Two might break my top 40. Is that evil?
Enterprise. I like Tholian Web. I like Enterprise Incident.
Tholian Web is in number one's top 25 though.
Yeah, there you go.
Which is cool. I mean, I'm nothing against it. Yeah, I mean, I love it. I love that episode. But when I look at my list, dude, you have to get down into the, as far as rank is concerned, down. I mean, there are episodes that I love, even in the 50s. Then, when you get past the 50s, you get like to the likes, to the sort of likes, a little bit. You don't get to episodes I hate until like the latter half of the 60s or something like. I mean, I don't mean the decade. I mean the, number 60 episodes of the 79. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just to spurler it there a little bit for you.
But it's I mean, this TOS is just so damn good. Yeah, like my top 10 or top 15, even top 25. It's like, wouldn't mind watching them over and over, right? I mean, it's not like, oh God, I got to watch, this episode again, right? Or there's just so many good.
Hey, it
good
doesn't
episodes.
but it doesn't sound bad to have a third season. Dude, I love Day of the Dove, man. I love it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many great ones. Nothing nuts about it, Wes. I think it's greatness. We need no urging to hate humans, but for the present, only a fool fights in the burning house. Out. I have and may still have the photo novel of that one. They did like 12 episodes for photo novels back then in the 70s, and that was one of them.
Yep.
They didn't do them in any particular order either. They just cherry picked a bunch of episodes.
Yeah, so it's the third season's not obviously not all bad. I mean, yeah.
No, but it's I mean it's majority not that great, but yeah.
Yeah. But
yeah, I love that
speaking,
the Claymore. I love the scene with Scotty. Since that was the original Highland Claymore looked like. By the way, yeah, I love that scene though. A Claymore. Yep. Ah, you're a beauty. Yeah. Oh, Michael and Sarah's fantastic in that episode. Yes. You're a beauty. Chekhov was right, Captain. We should have left those buzz-faced goons in the transporter. That's exactly where they belong. Non-existence. You jeopardize the Federation. And Spock says, calm down, Mr. Spock. Get your Vulcan hands off me. Keep away. Your feelings might be hurt, you green-blooded. Yeah, that was great. I love it.
Yeah, it's
I love that scene.
Some classic lines and classically good writing and shows that keep you interested and keep you guessing. I mean, the first time you watch that,
I say,
what the heck is happening here? How's it going to end? Yeah.
I say I've not thoroughly enjoyed serving with humans. I find their illogic a constant irritant. Then transfer out, freak. I love that scene. Oh dear. What's that? Parker says. Peter Parker is always ever growing, and I love him. Is always growing. Love him as much. Married to Mary Jane Watson, but just as I admit, everything after 2008 is OMD stories are equally comparable to all new direct series. I got you. They're dribble.
Well, I would recommend check out the new Spider-Man Unlimited, where he's married to Mary Jane and has kids. One of my all-time favorite comics. Spider Girl. Go but read that by DeFalco, and Parker is Peter Parker's married to MJ, and Mayday Parker hasn't been kidnapped by the Jackal, so she grows up and eventually gets superpowers, and it's a great story. I think there's 2 or 3 series, and I think it's the longest running solo Marvel uh, female series. Of course, she didn't get into any movies. They picked Captain Marvel, so you can't say that I don't like female superheroes when I'm mad at the female Silver Surfer, but that's one of my all-time favorites, and it's a throwback series, so it brings you back to that time before One More Day. So check out Spider Girl.
He probably already reads it, but anyway. So everybody, I want to thank you for being here with us tonight. We kept here for, we wanted to kind of hang out and talk a little additional Trek there, but number one had to leave, so we thought we'd do a little bit of that. Again, I never get tired of talking Trek one way or the other, so
right,
we ought to keep it Trek here on Saturday nights. So I think it's about time we start the mosey. Mark, what you guys want? Anything to announce?
Well, congrats to the Yukon Huskies men. I know that's not Star Trek. I'm sports balling on Saturday Night Star Trek, but that's why I was late tonight. I was watching the Huskies. Yep. So a lot of fun to watch that. So I'll be doing that Monday night. I won't be on the hanging out with you until after that game is over. It's a late.
Oh, they're still playing. Cool.
Well, Monday night's the championship at 9:20.
Hey, are they playing for the big one?
For the big one, yeah. Trying to go for 2 in a row. For Connecticut, that's pretty big to have.
Yeah, UConn
national championship. Yeah, we don't have pro sports here pretty much, so that's a big one for us. Yep. And of course, we'll be back with Saturday Night Star Trek. My brain's frazzled. Sunday Night Geekery, and looking forward to that. So 10 p.m. Eastern, hanging out with Clobbering Times and the gang, talking. What do we be talking this week? I got some of the stuff I unboxed on the member stream today. Thank you for everyone who's a member and hanging out. Hanging out for that. That was fun, and thank you, Clobber Times, for being there. So, although you did have to leave to watch your Voyager episodes, right? you didn't want to leave, but you had to.
Boy, I fell asleep.
Yeah. So
I try not to. I shouldn't leave it that late.
Yeah. But of course, I always want to thank my Patreons, Brian Hepburn, Larry, Rob Altus, and Shooter. So thank you very much, guys, for being Patreon, and also all my channel members. Appreciate your support. And let me put Raquel's plug in. So if you haven't bought Raquel's new book that's out, you can grab that here, or follow her on Patreon here. You can follow her on Patreon for free, actually. You can just do the follow. And I know Raquel had to run off, but here's her links. And if you want to get a Doomsday Machine, you can get one here. Just I'm not responsible for destruction of the galaxy. There we go.
Actually, I was gonna say, Fanty and Lee Merriweather's in the episode called "That Which Survives." But yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, honest mistake. So you got it? You good?
I got it. Yep, I'm good. Yep.
Right.
So thank you, everyone, and have a good night.
Show notes and shout outs. You don't want to see that shirt, Fiona. You're not going to show that, right?
Well, what's it, Peter? I'll show it on Sunday Night Geekery. Stop by Sunday night. You don't want to see that now, right? No one wants to see that now.
No one wants to see that.
Should we show it or no?
No.
Okay. Captain
If they want to in the chat, you can. If it means something to them. Lastly, you got 5 seconds, chat. If 2 of you want to see it, you can show it for a second. Then we'll get out of here. I can't. It's just.
it was just.
You had to mention that, didn't you?
Well, it was just. I'm still traumatized by it. It was just.
Well, if Fiona wants to see it, that's enough. Oh my God, 2 of you now. All right.
I'll share it. Yeah, here we go. Let me zoom in on this. Yeah.
You had to mention it. Damn it.
I had to mention. Damn it, Mark.
More like.
God damn it, Mark.
There we go. Here's the Peter Tingle shirt. So I unboxed with the Clobbering Times today, my member stream, my Infinity War Funko Pop box, and I open it up, and there's a Peter Tingle shirt.
At least it's got Spidey's little insignia on there.
Oh wait,
but it's still stupid. You ought to wear that to the next con.
Mine looks different actually. It doesn't have. It's just got the Funko.
Yours
that
is a
one's
Funko.
yeah,
Yours
yeah,
doesn't even
yeah,
list. You're showing that. You're
yeah,
not showing the right. That's not the one
yeah.
you
Not
got.
showing the right one. Is it? Where's the?
Why don't you just show yours, or you don't want to take it out of the box?
Well, here I have
There
it
it
out.
is, right there. There it is.
Which
No, I see it.
no, it's
Is
the
it the one with the
Funko.
half face? No.
No, no, no. It's a Funko. So that's why here I'll pull out of the box and
Must
show.
you?
But, well, now everyone, oh yeah, this is
Oh,
it.
that's
This is
it
it.
right
Yeah,
there. It's garbage.
yeah. With
See
Peter
what you all
Tingle with
did?
the Funko. Yeah, see how bad that is.
All right, you happy now, everybody? You saw the stupid shirt, and guess what? You got to try to talk him into wearing it in public
Oh my god. Yeah, with the Funko Pop on the
with
front.
a Funko Pop. I mean, for that Spider-Man insignia, maybe it'd be at least it'd be like the half face one, you know?
You know
Because it's
what?
like spider
Yeah,
sense
yeah.
tingling.
At least you knew it. At least you knew it. Yeah, yeah. But maybe I was just thinking an idea. If I send this to Retro Blast, he could wear it for April Fools, saying how much he loves Funkos
Next year, but
next year.
he'd need a size that fits him. But
Well, this is a big one. I don't know how big it is, but it'll
you've seen him. That would fit him 20 times.
Yeah. Well,
So you've seen him.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
So,
probably a little bigger, but yeah. For a fun video that might he could get away with it, but yeah. So yeah, the Peter Tingle. This thing called Peter Tingles or Tinkles. Oh God. So
all right. So
that's enough of that.
y'all got what you asked for. Are you happy? Love you all. You're fantastic. So all right. So all right. Show notes.
I'm just laughing at what was Kegel.
What? What do you do? I'm grateful anytime. I'm like, oh God. All right. So anyway, everyone, folks, let's see here. End your weekend geeking. End your week as a geek, I should say. Sunday night geekery with the great Mark D with a C. 10 p.m. Eastern Standard. Oh, you don't have to move it back because of the game, do you?
No, there's no game tomorrow night. Yep.
Okay.
So
Okay.
no game. Yep. Monday night game.
Roger.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. All right. So, yes, folks, join us on Sunday Night Geekery, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for some Sunday night geeking and maybe even some eatery. Knowing him.
Yeah. Oh, I did. You know what I had for takeout tonight? I had hamburger macaroni and cheese with tater tots.
Hamburger.
Yeah, so it's like that hamburger.
Oh
meat
yeah,
mixed
hamburger
in,
helper
like,
thing. Yeah.
yeah, like a hamburger. Oh, I got pictures of that. It was
Yeah,
good.
I like
Doesn't
that.
look so good in the pictures, but oh man, it was tasty. Not low
I like
calorie,
it.
but yeah.
I like it. Look. So tomorrow Monday night, folks, here on the Clubbering Times channel, J-Man joins me for another visit to Earth B. Bob Haney, the wackiest comic book writer at all. A special time as always. It's the B Monday of the month, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, where we have a Clobby's Classic Comics review, as we always do, of a wacky World of Bob Haney presentation. This month, it is World's Finest 221. It is we're chronicling more of the Super Sons of Batman and Superman saga. It's Bob Haney, so it is really out there, crazy, wacky, like everything Bob Haney does. It's truly the wackiest writer ever wrote comics. If you have not read a Bob Haney comic, you owe it to yourself to either read one, but make sure you do it in a rubber room because it'll drive you crazy. Yep. Peter Tinkle. Yep, definitely not to be accused with Peter Tinkle, Fiona. Okay, so anyway, there's that. Then of course I'll be by normal time slot Monday night Mark C Comics Talk as well at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Then Wednesday night, of course, Tuesdays and Thursdays is Midnight's Edge After Dark with the great Tom Connors and that August Buddy, and then the usual wild card Wednesday night, and then Thursday night Clubhouse. We have a Blake 7 episode review. Next episode is Countdown, a great one, and a lot of great ones, and of course episode 2 of Cold Jack the Night Stalker, and we're going to try to work in the review of Star Trek Unlimited #1. We'll see if we can do that. And again, I don't know if there's a comic book roundtable Wednesday night, but there is. I'll be there with Loki, my good buddy Loki's channel. So what a great time we had starting Fantastic Fridays yesterday on J-Man's channel. So this week on, again, 7 p.m. Eastern on J-Man's channel, Friday nights, every Friday night. Fantastic Fridays continues. We reviewed Fantastic Fours 1 through 4 to start this week. Of course, 2, listen to me. 6, 7, 8, and 9. Oh, wait, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I'm an idiot.
There you go.
Can't count. Anyway, in our ongoing quest to review all of Jack Legendary King Kirby's run on the Fantastic Four 1.
That's an amazing background.
Oh, you think? You like
Oh,
that?
you love that. That's amazing.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Great job. Yeah,
Thanks. I'm a little proud of it, but I know this kind of
looks good. Yeah,
I probably don't look too good, but I like it anyway.
no, it does look good. Yeah.
Thank you. Then of course, Friday nights, Nick Weiser and the gang on 32 Flavors, and Nick Weiser comes. I'll be there after that. So great stuff. All right, everybody. Let's do some shouty outies and get this over with. Not that I'm in a hurry to go. I just know it's all late for you all. So Eric K, Chris Persia, D. Bud Martin, Lord Salty by those Legion, J-Man, Maddie's Daddy, Cal L, Phantom Outsider, Max Redstone, Larry. And now to shout out all of our other friends who are here with us tonight. Yep, it's the real Fantastic Four. Like I say, we had a great time. Yes, Fiona, absolutely, it's the real deal. It's the real deal. So here we go. All right. Again, big shout out and thanks to the great Mark D with the chief engineer as always for being here.
Thank you. Lots of fun as always. Yep. Hail to everyone in the chat too.
Absolutely, man. Well, I appreciate you being here as always. Thanks for hanging with us. Anti-derivative Jill, our chief communications. Thank you, Jill. Shooter. RRTNZ, my friend. It was great hanging out with you today at Mark's stream, by the way.
Lots of fun, yeah.
Let's see. Raymond Feliciano. Classic Comics. FKH, Tim. Dave G Sound, Enigmatic Drop Bear, Bubba Doom 1, Wagner, Apollome's Minion and the Pupper, Penny, Mars, Monkey Max MMM, let's see, Sandra Feliciano, Rob Altus, let's see, sorry, the Tetrarch of Apathy, West Cagle, Sean Carter from Mars, SP4H, Michael Beacom and Cassandra, Simply Steve, GT Kirk, the wonderful Princess Fiona, let's see, what's that one? Oh, Lombardi, 1969. I can't remember my own stupid handwriting sometimes. Ray Lucard, Malachi D. Wildman. Janet from Another Planet, Love. Nemesis. Parker C. Parker Luck, that is. Sorry. Parker. Sorry, Parker. Lisa, Alora Carlson, Wolfie, Joe Dog, Stephen Mack, Grim. Hey, Dumpster Rick, welcome. Hey, good. Hey, is that who I think it is? Dumpster Rick, are you who I think you are? If you say yes, I'll know who you are. Probably. You're not my old buddy Rick from BTR, are you? Let's see where we're at. The Time Scales, Professor R2, Adega Outlaw, Katie, Dadadax Amanda Bear, Claude Salling, the Comic Relief Crusader, David Glenn, Radioactive K. Roberts, and of course, Dumpster Rick. I wonder if you're Rick. almighty sports show. Anyway, whether you are or not, welcome. Good to see it. All right, everybody, we're going to run out of here now, but have a fantastic remainder of your week, or week, or whatever you want to call it. And good luck. Have a great Sunday. Unless you're out in the future like RR and you're looking at Monday next. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. He's in the future. Yep. He's in the future is pretty good.
One other thing I didn't shout out is I have a video out there. I don't make videos often, but it is Clobby versus the X-Twits. If you want to, the saga of the Silver Smurfette. Surfette, yeah. So, and I enjoyed making that video yesterday. It's just about 40 minutes long. It's just me addressing the Twitter dust up, the X-Twitter dust attacks I got last night that I did bring up. I mean, yesterday that I guess I brought upon myself. Well, I didn't think I did, but I guess I did. Anyway, there's that. So anyway, all right, everybody, have a fantastic night, and we'll see you again soon. Clobber on, clobberers. Comic Vet, hey there. Good to see you, buddy.
Crap, 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 crap.
Groovy. I just love clobbering time.